Hey, look guys, we're back after 2 weeks of breaks. I finally get to torture these people some more.
Right.
Welcome back to Diced Coffee. We are back with Dragonsgrave after a 2-week hiatus. Or was it 3 week? I can't count anymore. Time has no meaning in 2020.
Yeah.
It has.
That's true. We just want it to end.
Because most people would have probably forgotten by now, here's what's happened the last time we were on. You've explored this strange anomaly of a rainbow domed part of the area outside of Castle Windwing belonging to Baron Drogas. Upon entering, you have discovered bodies that have been turned into viney kind of wooden statuettes of sorts. And further within the center of this entire mass of discoloration is an obelisk-like structure. Moving inside the obelisk, you found it to be either a portal or a pocket dimension, still unconfirmed, to a strange land with an odd sky, multiple suns, and a mix of both a barren wasteland of a desert area, as well as a strange kind of full of life area at the same time. Further exploring down that path, you have found a cave, of which the cave contained various things, including a tomb and mage who previously had a scepter with a strange sort of glowing green orb, had placed that orb inside one of the circles of the cave, which seems to be some sort of key mechanism. Further research has indicated that you have possibly found some of the other keys. One of them is in Castle Nightwind, or at least beneath Castle Nightwind in the oceans below. The other one is in the catacombs of the capital kingdom of Azram itself. And you have found another one in the heart of the Hazion kingdom. In fact, you believe that it is the very artifact they have been using to create their produce. On top of that, you have also discovered that you may or may not be infiltrated by the oracles at the moment. You have found traces of their magic after scrying upon one of your knights who had been possessed unceremoniously, and some of your knights, including Sir Loon, who is an expert at mage hunting, has suggested that this could possibly be a frame job, getting you to fight a fight that you cannot win. On top of that, in 2 weeks' time, you are to travel with Baroness Kiara and Baron Drogas to the Changeling Kingdom to start excavating and looking for something else down there. So, with all of that being done, and you awaken the night after, or the day after your travels to Windwake and whatever that strange obelisk is, what is the first thing Mage would like to do? Before I forget, you're also on the hunt for hags.
Eggs.
Oh yeah, fuck. But yeah, I forgot about that.
There is a lot.
There are two of them,
And-
There's
right?
responsibilities.
The Alliance agrees that we hunt the hag. They want to hunt those two before we do anything.
They do.
That was a mistake, wasn't it? Fuck.
Possibly. Alliances
Let's
don't
kill
come
the hags
cheap. The hags.
before you betrothed me to the hags. Let's kill the hags.
Yeah.
The hags were last known or last seen in the Hazion kingdom. You're not sure where or how, or where they might be. The last thing that you've heard is that they are tracking the elves that you're currently keeping, and their current magics, the elvish current magics, are unable to prevent them for much longer. So, Baroness, you wake up.
Okay.
What do you want to do first?
So, this feels like nation states, where like no matter which option you pick, you don't win. Wasn't I supposed to have like a meeting with the Guild of
Warfare,
Warfare?
yes.
Yeah, I'll get to that today. We do we do have a little bit of mithril, right?
Absolutely.
Yeah, let's start with that. I'll need to call Lord Bane.
Okay.
Okay.
Hold on. You will arrive in your room. Baroness, you have summoned me.
Good morning, Lord Bane. I may have forgotten, but when are we expected to meet with the Guild of Warfare again? Could you remind me, please?
Couple of days, which means today. Tonight, specifically.
Right, they're coming here, right?
Yes.
Do we have any information as to who exactly is coming?
The last info you have is that it is the Guildmaster himself.
All right. Okay. Suppose that should come handy in fighting off hags.
You can convince him to.
Convince him.
Yeah, you have to convince him. Yep. And then I believe I was also supposed to meet with the merchant family that handles the vineyards for
Yes.
Castle Windward, right?
Yes. But that's not today.
That's not today, right?
Yep.
Okay. So, apart from that, I believe everything is good in Frost Garden, right?
Yes.
So far so good.
It has begun its process. Here's the thing: is that in order to what your original plan was, which you can change it if you want, but your original plan was to say that Frost Garden killed the hags.
Yes, that's still the plan.
So, what do you want to do?
What I need to do is, I believe I also sent my siblings on a mission, right?
Yep.
A near suicidal mission.
Go to Hasion. Go to Hasion.
Hazion is a
Alright.
several month travel. Are you
Using
planning
the
on
portal.
teleport?
Using the portal, yes. Alright then, Lord Bane. Kindly summon the rest of the Giliath siblings, please.
Mother of God.
Brain just kind of tells you, Baroness, there is something that needs to be discussed. Rosanna
on.
has depleted most if not all of her energy with the ritual that increased our number of swine and their reproductive abilities for the farm. As such, Lady Ida needs to remain behind for her duties to keep the castle safe given the current magical threats that exist. She will have to
That is
take Rosanna's
understandable.
place for the next foreseeable month or so.
That is understandable then. So my sister Ida will stay behind. Thank you, Lord Bane.
Just nods.
Summon the two.
Very well. Tristan's already awake. Is
Yep.
Tanya?
Tanya would wake up a little later than others, but she is awake. She would be. I would be walking around the castle, making my usual rounds while, not sneakily, just walking around passively while holding a mug of hot milk that we still don't know where it came from.
Yeah.
Oh no.
Direwolf.
No one knows. No one will know.
Direwolf. No
Direwolf.
kidding.
No one will know what it's from, what kind of
I
creature it's from, but it's.
I have questions.
Milk of Ice Giant.
Has has quality assurance taken a look at that? Is that
No one
FDA
knows.
Is that FDA compliant DM?
I mean, just to
Probably
be sure,
not.
Nigel, just don't give us any disease based from the
Yeah.
pastures.
You're immune to disease.
Oh yeah, I'm
I'm
a paladin. Come on.
So,
But you can still heal me anyway. Like really, any spellcasters here can heal me of whatever disease I'm having from this milk.
unless it's an instant kill. So,
Unless it's an instant kill. But apparently
Um,
not, because I've been having it for several years.
the two of you have been summoned. It could be a slow kill then. The two of you have been
Mhm.
summoned as
Could be.
Bane gathers you around while he has to go send a raven out. In Mage's room, as you're all gathered, prepared for the day, and informed of Ida's current status of having to maintain the castle's anti-magic defenses, let's call it. What would you like to do? Mage, your orders?
Okay, so... Oh wait, so Tanya's here in my room with me, right?
Yes.
The both of them. Alright then. So it seems that Ida has to stay behind. That leaves the two of you to go to Hazion and investigate. Not going to be easy.
There's a bit of an issue.
Mm-hmm.
We can teleport all the way there. However, neither of us can have the ability to teleport back. That was supposed to be Ida's job, but since she can't come, unless you want us to be stuck in Hazion, I mean, I can pretend to be an elf. I can just kick Tristan out in the cliff so we won't have to worry about him.
No. If we're gonna fly through, meta question, from the portal to the...
There's no
Wood
portal.
Elves.
You're using a teleportation spell.
Yeah, the teleportation one on the Changeling Kingdom, going to the Wood Elves place.
Wait, you're going
Gonna-
from your place to the Wood Elves. There's no reason to go to the Changeling Kingdom.
Oh, that's... Oh... I mean, how far it is? I mean, what's the fastest route from our place to the Wood Elves Kingdom, or from the Changeling Kingdom to the Wood Elves one? Because that's...
As in on foot travel? The Changeling...
No, on Pegasus.
If you're willing to get shot by sharp eagle-eyed elven archers,
No.
it might take about 4 months from the Changeling Kingdom and about 2-ish from yours, given that Pegasus does have a limited flying speed.
Yeah. Oh, it's that far.
I've always
Sounds
believed that we need, I have always believed that we must live dangerously.
No! I don't want to be
And-
piñata.
An alternative to Ida would be Celestine the Cleric. She doesn't exactly have a teleportation spell. What she has is Word of Recall. The small temple that she has set up that you have given her permission to set up in Dragonsgrave has acted as her beacon, meaning she can cast a spell to instantly bring as many people as she needs to back there instantaneously, like a teleport spell. So Ida can temporarily bring them there, and then Celestine can bring them back. But either way, Ida needs to stay behind to handle the magical defenses.
We'll do that then. We'll go with that. I will just need the both of you to make sure that you leave your second in command here in charge of the place while you're gone.
Question.
Go
What
ahead.
would be our cover story when we arrived to the Wood Elves territory? I mean, we are in a friendly...
Via teleportation.
Yeah.
In the heart of their capital kingdom, where their technology is.
We came to audit.
Given that the peace in Azram is about as fragile as a thin sheet of origami paper.
So, yeah, I was thinking maybe we give them a heads up. Tell them the honest thing. We're looking
must
for
not-
some hags.
They must not know. You are not to wear the house. You are not to wear the house insignia while you are there.
Okay.
Was this not a stealth mission?
Yes.
I'm just
All of this.
thinking.
Are you supposed to be seen?
You are going to go full Metal Gear Solid, guys. Kinda.
Are you sure
Galing.
Tristan can handle this? I mean, look at
Let
what
me
he's
check.
wearing. I'm pointing at his armor.
No, I
Yeah,
mean, yeah, my armor shouldn't be a
There's
disadvantage.
no disadvantage
but
for
I'm
it.
just checking my.
I mean,
he
yeah,
can,
but
come
still,
in as
he
It-
looks
It is glowy bronze.
threatening. He's glowing from afar.
Yeah.
It is bronze. It is kind of shiny in the daylight.
I can
Anya
take care
can
of this.
stealth.
Maybe me and Lucas can take care of it.
Tanya can stealth, and maybe
Two of us
I can be
do
your
the job.
emissary. Isn't this the same Wood Elf settlement that we we had some sort of treaty. That's why we have the elves here, right?
They're running away. They're just
The three
taking
elves
them
you
in.
have are running away from hags. They do not represent the kingdom of Azion.
In the kingdom of Asian. Oh,
They're essentially refugees.
Mhm.
do we have any
Given that-
friends there?
Penny,
Are you asking?
Yeah. Do we
No.
know anyone there?
I don't know a single. I don't know a
No.
single person. from
that
India.
is the Wood Elf Kingdom. You don't know anyone that doesn't want to try and kill you.
I think if that's the case, then I agree with the proposal. Tanya and Lucas can go. Besides, I will need Tristan to stay home when I meet with the Guild of Warfare.
Maybe that would be more useful for me.
Yeah.
Mhm.
And Tanya can take Celestine with them too.
A
So the-
cleric.
Yeah, so that they can recall back.
Rosanna is out of
Wait.
commission from exhausting herself from a ritual. But she's
Try
intended
not-
to breed winter boars.
Try not to kill the family nurse / pharmacist.
Well, I would promise that, but I'm not entirely sure if I can survive this mission.
I am completely confident in your skills. It's not like we're at it is it is not like we're asking you to raise the kingdom. We just need a little bit of intel.
That's true. We're just gonna
Looking
look for
for
hags.
Yeah.
I'm going to morph
Sorry,
into an elf.
just to be clear, you're looking for hags or you're looking for intel on the item that gives them their produce, which is one of the keys to that place, to that tomb you were
Oh.
unlocking.
No, I think the plan is for the hags.
Because the hags, you have no guarantee they're still in Hazion. They're probably in the Hazion region, but there's no guarantee they're in the major kingdom.
Priority is the key. The magical item that gives them the technology, but the secondary objective, we're going full Neverwinter Nights here. The secondary objective is any information on the hags.
Alright.
So we'll ask around about the item that they're not entirely sure what does.
Mm-hmm.
They just use it for farming. I guess I can
If-
cover.
If we
Talk
gonna
about.
look up on the town around the main kingdom, I can do that. That'll be split on YouTube, but I can investigate around town. I mean the outskirts for hags.
I don't want to run the risk of you running into both hags alone. That might be, that would be a rough way to go.
Maybe
In-
Tristan's charm can seduce them into marrying.
I'm not quite.
Hags
No,
are
that's
very
why I'm
powerful.
so in this idea that we're about to
I'm
kill
not
some
qu-
hags.
I'm not quite sure what's worse, being killed by a hag or being bedded by one. So, brother dearest, that's a no.
Okay.
You are staying right here.
We'll be fine.
Yeah.
Lucas and I will be fine.
Alright. So, Tanya is going with Lucas and taking Celestine. The Baroness and staying behind with Lord Commander Tristan to meet with the Guildmaster for warfare. Any other preparations before Tanya needs to leave?
You
I'm
are.
gonna grab barrows, please. Refill
Barrows?
my stock.
Sure.
Put them in a bag of holding.
Barrows
Tanya
is fine.
Tanya is allowed to use any means necessary to accomplish the mission, on the sole condition that none of it be traced back to us. Any means necessary.
That's bad, but alright.
Yeah.
That's really bad. I'm not exactly the smartest nut in the family, but I'll take that. I will also take a rapier
Yeah.
on my side.
Alright. Or just a regular rapier, sure.
Is there a magically enhanced rapier? Maybe a
Given that you only have
Stronger
2
caliber.
mages in your kingdom, no.
I was hoping for a +1, like a blacksmith tinkered with it, but okay.
Like
rape-
an artificer.
A +1 rapier is fine.
Thank you.
Alright. So, if that is all the preparations that need to be done, the only thing left is for you, Tanya, to go find Celestine and Lucas.
Mm-hmm. I would know where Lucas is, so I'm just going to.
You don't actually see him until he kind of jumps out and you see he's in all white under the snow.
Yep.
And almost like a trained dog just immediately responds. Starts swinging down. Yes, master?
We're going to Hazion.
Are we to die so early?
Ha!
Ideally, no. But Mage did send us to this mission, and we are servants. I'm just going to pat him on the head and just say, "We'll be fine. I'll go look for Celestine. Then I'm gonna go."
You see him pull out a
Do your
small
preparation.
box with elven ears that he just attaches, and he basically starts putting up his disguise kit.
So cute. Oh my god. What is with my puppy? Is so adorable.
Moe, moe.
It's a disguise. Oh my god!
Muy,
It's a
muy
disguise kit. But he is preparing himself to look like an elf.
cute. I will look for Celestine.
Celestine would be in the chapel, her regular sort of hangout. When you get in there, she is in the middle of a ritual that she seems to have just completed. And oddly enough, when the entire time that you've known Celestine inside Dragonsgrave, she has never struck you as the most warrior type of person. Like you've never seen her fight. In fact, you've never seen her use her magic for anything other than healing and defensiveness. But you just happen to walk in at a time when she has turned when she reveals that part of her staff is actually a sword. Like she takes it out and starts more finesse than strength, but she starts kind of moving it around like an S-stock or a rapier. And you walk in on her kind of training with it as she cuts the flame out of a candle without cutting the candle itself. Just and then she puts it back in her staff. Lady Tanya.
Tanya is fine. I'm just going to approach her and say, "The Baroness has sent us on a mission to go to Hazion and scour for information."
By us, you mean?
You, me, and Lucas. Just the three of us.
I have not been out of the kingdom since it was here. Very well. You prepared. If you will excuse me for one moment, I must make preparations. Please.
You don't happen to have a way of disguising yourself, do you?
That means yes.
Very well.
You wait for...
I suppose we'll be seeing you in an hour. We will also make our preparations.
Of course. Of course. I'll meet you in the
Thank you.
courtyard. She does her preparations. You guys do yours. Mage, what do you need to do before or to prepare for the arrival of Guildmaster Bolivar Castwell?
Forgot how manly that dude's name was. Can we cut that out? This is a I just realized. Can we cut that out? Is there like a shit? Fuck.
Live.
Tangina TJ.
I mean, it's in character. It's okay.
Oh,
He said that
no.
Bolivar
Amazing.
Castwell had such a manly name.
And then
I
like,
forgot how manly the name of that
Oh
guy
my
is.
god.
I forgot how manly the name of that guy was, and then like I paused for like 2 seconds, and I was like, "Can we cut that out? Can we cut that out?"
There's no shame in admiring a man's name.
We don't kink shame here.
We don't
Oh
kink
my
shame
God.
here.
Yeah.
Oh my God.
To be fair, you're not biting your lips when you're saying that, so it's
Yeah,
okay.
and no licking either. So you're fairly
No
decent.
licking up lip. So it's
All right,
I got
DM.
ears.
I place my hands in your I place my online integrity in your reputable hands. I think okay. So
That's ruined already. It's been ruined since the start. Just there's no reputation to keep here.
I need Lord Bane to account for how much mithril we have to offer to the Guild of War.
You have several. You have about nearing 100 pounds, which will essentially translate into, give or take, 5 full suits of armor. Enough for like a small squadron, possibly his personal guard, or several weapons. A weapon that will essentially never lose its edge.
It's a start. All right then. That will be in it. That can at least be the kind of IPO, like the initial public offering to the Guild of Warfare. All right then. What about the food? I suppose I don't need to worry about that. I suppose there are people.
You would have
to
the
take
best
care of.
food that you can come up with here. After the ritual was cast by Rosanna, which drained her for a few months, or for about a month or so, you would need, give or take, another week before it starts bearing fruit and you start having this entire livestock to sell. But for now, you can sell, or you can give him the traditional food that you've always had here. Owlbear meat, seasoned a little bit. Elk, direwolf jerky.
Some of Tanya's sketchy milk that we don't know where it's come from.
Well, think
Quite
about it.
No
The
one
only
knows.
creatures around here are frost giants, direwolves, owlbears, elks.
I would prefer not as baroness of a small principality. I would prefer not to contemplate the logistics of milking frost giants.
Mm-hmm. Just
I
don't.
would-
Just don't.
I would prefer that.
Leave me and my
Eh.
milk alone.
If it's all right, DM, I am not going to dab much in that. I would rather. I would like to sleep well tonight.
Mhm.
Food, money. Okay. There is the question of what is the market value for mithril, like the going market value for mithril.
At the moment, mithril has become more rare than it's ever been, and has become more scarce than it's ever been. At about per pound may fetch you, depending on who buys it and the capacity, anywhere from 400 to 1,000 gold pieces for like 10 pounds.
And we have how many? 100.
You have you have just over 100 pounds worth.
All right then.
So a bare minimum, possibly 400 for every 10 pounds, give or take.
All right. Okay.
That is raw, unprocessed, untreated, which is what you
Yeah.
have.
At least I know how to.
Processing it and turning it into something that is already ready to be enchanted would up the value, but it would also cost a little more to do so.
I never thought I would have to open an Excel spreadsheet. There is an economy waiting to be built here. Wait. Nigel,
Yes.
what is the average what is the average income per peasant in this kingdom? I'm kidding.
About 10 silver a month.
10 silver a month. Okay, and then it's 400. How much will it take to how much would it take, Lord Bane, for the capex capital investment to put up a refinery in Frost Garden?
In Frost
much
Garden,
you're
not in Dragonsgrave.
In Frost Garden, yes. Can I please have the capex quote? so fucking.
You think I wasn't prepared for this, but I have. Hold on, I need hold on, I need a calculator. One sec.
He's used to your shit, Patrick.
Anything that can be turned into an economy, diba?
That's very true. We're very poor. We need this.
Yes, we're very poor.
Mhm.
How much of a refinery do you want? Like, enough to feed a few adventurers that drop by, enough to feed a few soldiers, or enough for an army?
Probably, adventurers first. The
So,
most modest we can go with. That'll
Okay,
kind
so
of
the
fly
smallest
under
that can
radar
still
initially.
the smallest that can still produce something that will turn a profit. You'd need about 55,200 gold pieces. Oh, if you're going to refine the mithril, you can cut that down by about 10,000 for the initial cost of steel that you would need. But the equipment you need and based on your location at the moment, you would need about 55-ish.
Are there Jews in this world? No, I mean, don't
Yes.
answer that question.
There are banks.
Someone I can make a loan from. Someone that Mage can kind of like use her sultry seduction to make a loan from.
There are banks. The dwarves happen to be very.
Seduction.
The dwarven kingdom happens to be very open to loaning.
I don't fucking trust dwarves. They're basically like the stunted Jews of the mountains, aren't they?
Essentially, the dwarves of this region.
But yeah, I don't know if I want to spend like half a session seducing dwarves, DM. I don't know, man.
They
Wait.
can be very manly though.
How much do they have now? How much do we have now in the coffers?
You have sort of given away that. What you have are gems worth about, if I recall correctly, 22,000 gold pieces worth of gems.
Okay, so we'll
Actually,
have to shelf
your
that.
coffers would have. I forgot. You were given gold by the elves for letting them stay there, but that you gave it away. Your coffers currently still have 20,000 in actual gold pieces, and then you have 22,000 worth of gems. Around that much. But remember that this amount that you have is meant to be distributed as paychecks and everything.
Right, so we're not gonna touch that. Alright. The initial cost of the refinery will be about, you said 40 to 50,000?
40 to 50, 40 if you don't want, if you don't need the steel, the initial ore, steel, and mining. If you take that cost out, about 40 for the structure, for building it, for the things necessary.
Okay.
This is taking
And then-
into consideration that Frost Garden is not a technologically advanced place, so some of their land has to be treated, and there
Yeah.
have to be certain things that need to be laid out.
We're basically turning Frost Garden into the Isengard of the North. Okay, wait. Okay. So, the going rate for unprocessed, unrefined mithril is about 400 to 1,000, right? Like that's a very broad.
Yeah, that is the general. 400 would be the modest estimate, and 1,000 would be if you find someone who really needs it. That would be around this value. Someone rich would pay for it.
What about refined mithril?
Refined could get you about 1,500 for every 10 pounds or so. 15 to 2,000.
All right.
But the cost
And-
of refining it will depend on where you are and who's doing the refining.
I know where to start then. Okay, that's all the preparation I need. I know what to do now.
Tristan, do you need to do anything?
No, at the moment.
Okay. Tanya,
Wait. Before I go, was I ever paid the gold that I lent? Because I was gonna ask for bribe money from Mage. I need the bribe money. I'm going to be contacting criminals. I can't go there empty-handed.
I haven't been
So-
paid for some months
Tanya,
now.
how much gold do you have? Right now.
Paid for some months
I'm
now.
not entirely sure because I still have 2,090, but I think I gave 2,000 away to Tristan. I'm not sure if I came across another
You gave
2,000.
me a lot of money to pay for that celestial.
I will take 2,000 out of the family coffers if Mage will approve.
No, I don't need 2,000. I mean, it's fine. I just need some bribe money when I get there. I do need
Take-
to find
Wait,
a
wait,
way
wait,
to
wait.
pay shit.
I have
How
like
does current-
160
how-
gold.
You're fucking broke. Some fucking paladin you are. Wait,
I mean, paladins don't need gold. Rogues
I have a
do.
question.
Yes, yes.
How do gold pieces work in this realm? Are they minted? Are they like stamped with like the kingdom of Azram?
No, the gold pieces in this continent, the gold pieces. Oh, sorry. Yes, in the continent of Lorne, gold pieces are marked by the kingdom you're coming from.
You may Tanya may not take any of the gold pieces. She may take up to 2,000 rubies.
Mm-hmm.
However,
I'll take the rupees.
However, they are accepted. It's not as though there's an exchange rate, meaning what's the basis of the value of this thing is the global value of gold itself.
Yeah.
So
Yes,
it doesn't matter. There's no exchange rate to it. It's just
Oh
that you are
boy.
marked by the kingdom.
I just said
No.
economics, and now we're getting into forex. Okay.
Rubies.
Okay, so Tanya can take 2,000 gold pieces worth of rubies then.
Worth of rubies, yes. Worth
Okay.
rubies. Under no circumstance must this be traced back
May-
to Azram. So you may take the rubies.
On the
Mhm.
bright side, these rubies did come from the elves, so meaning they came from that kingdom anyway.
Exactly.
We're just giving them back the shit we got from them.
Okay, so Tanya, with a bag of
After
rubies.
that, sorry. Yeah. So I have 2,000 rubies. I have bribe money. I do have a question about my background. Would I have contacts in Halcyon?
What is your background? Spy, yes?
Spy. Yes, I do have. Supposedly, I do have contacts.
Your
criminal
contacts, your contacts with the criminals, however, because of the state of the continent, your travel to Ver to make contacts would be very limited. Now,
Mhm.
just to honor the background a bit, you would have names of certain people that are not exactly liked by the kingdom, underground criminals, but you would not necessarily know them personally because you are unable to travel there.
So I'm willing to. Basically, I know that they're willing to trade.
You know that they can be bought, and you know that they have no loyalty to the kingdoms, and the only thing they care about is money.
Monetary, yeah.
But
Okay.
you also know that they are not to be trusted.
Mhm.
You can trust them as much as you can pay them. So if you want to be able to trust them, you are gonna have to shell out.
Yeah. That's why I needed bribe money. Okay, I think I'm good for now.
Okay. So you gather with Lucas, who has to your surprise, which doesn't happen very often. He does exactly look like an elf. Very much so, to the point that the ears actually have melded, and you can't actually see where his actual ears are. Very well done makeup, as well as wearing elven leather armor with markings.
That sounded kinkier than. I feel like I
That's
imagined
true.
something. I feel like I imagined something kinkier than actually was the case.
No.
Same, not gonna lie. But my
Yeah.
armor does look like elven as well, because it can morph.
Yeah,
Elven
but
armor.
his cannot, which means he had taken
Yeah.
this from something. But it is traditional wood elf armor, including its normal green and white color scheme of the north,
Mm-hmm.
along with the bow he's carrying, marked with elven runes. Kind of nods at you, stays silent. The most surprising thing that you see, aside from Lucas, is when Celestine, your cleric, comes out. She is in odd elven chainmail, which is very light, and basically full battle gear with the chainmail hoodie? He has
Mhm.
that on, but it's of elven design. You have never seen this person who you have traditionally associated with healing and mending wounds and curing people. You've never seen her in this sort of Joan of Arc-esque battle gear.
Ooh.
He just walks and says, I am ready to go, and all of you are.
Names. Which ones will you use?
Naysala.
Sala.
Neysala. Naysala.
Meysala. Sala.
You see Lucas just kind of when you ask for names and Celestine speaks out first, he just stays quiet looking at the armor. And when you turn your
Mhm.
gaze to him, he just kind of Aylun. Aylun.
Aylun. Okay. And I will be Aaron.
Nods.
Are we good to go?
Your sister does lead you to the teleportation circle where she can activate it for you and basically give you the initial teleport spell before she makes her way back. Nita just gathers you, tells yeah.
Can I roll insight? Just to see which. Is there a specific gender that people lean into trusting in Halcyon, especially in Elven kingdoms?
You'd have to be able, in order to roll insight, you'd have to be able to watch people.
Okay. When we get there then.
You can roll intelligence to see if you know anything about wood elves.
I will try to roll intelligence initially.
Go ahead. Who's got the
Not
rap
bad.
music?
That's 12.
12.
Okay.
Not entirely sure.
I will turn to Celestine, and I will
Okay.
ask her, is there a preferred gender when it comes to interacting with elves? A trusted one.
No, the wood elves are not. And the wood elves are not based on the patriarchy. They are a warrior culture at best. They respect strength and authority.
Very well. Are we all good to go?
He bids you all to be careful. Uses her teleportation spell. Yes.
How long does Mind Spike last? The one that protects.
Which one?
The one that spell that she does to protect from prying or anything of the sort. For 8 hours, I believe.
The Mind Spike spell?
No, what Ada does.
That deals 3d8 psychic damage.
Wait, no, I'm sorry. I probably used this on the wrong name, but the one that she used on Mage. So that no one can read her mind. Or
Oh,
manipulate
24
her.
hours.
If possible, I would like to request that from Ada.
Alright. Puts it on you. Teleports you somewhere outside of Hazion. Now here's the kicker. She has to roll for this because she's never been there. And she has zero information about the place, so she has a very tiny margin.
Mother of God.
So there's a very good chance
I love it.
this could go very wrong. Here it is. When you have only a description of the place and you've never seen it, if I roll anything from 1 to 43 on a D100, there's a mishap. 44 to 53, you are in a similar-ish area. 54 to 73, you are there, but sort of on a off-target. Meaning you could end up in the middle of the guard, for all she knows. And 74 to 100, you're on target. Currently,
I
she's
know
targeting the outer wall, about half a mile away from the outer wall.
I know I'm not there, but I know that I know you have seen the what you call it, the place when we are at top of the mountain.
Yeah,
You-
but you haven't seen the specific of where you're teleporting. You have to be able to
Yeah.
see it in your eyesight.
And Ada wasn't there. It
Oh.
was the two of us.
Yeah. I mean, if you can, yeah, it's just you
And it's
telling
Ada,
her, or it's
yeah.
just you.
Hold on.
You don't have any way to minor illusion things like that.
I
No.
got no magic.
Oh, that's sad.
And the only
No
reason
magic at all.
I'm giving her a description, which is the lowest form of familiarity, is because Tanya has seen a vague part of it.
Oh, this is a really.
I'm
I
gonna
call
die because
apart
of...
good decisions. This is really a bad idea.
It really is.
Statistic wise.
Well, that's a 32.
Ah!
A mishap
like-
happens.
Oh,
First thing, at the very least, you are about a mile-ish off of the outer wall of the Hazion Kingdom, which is made of pure wood. So there's that. But as you teleport, Ida's lack of familiarity with this area has led to you kind of teleporting in the exact same space where some large trees are. And the four of you just... and you will take...
Oh, God.
Hold on.
Death. You will take death.
Instant kill.
it's around 4, 5 dice, 6, 7,
I don't like this.
8.
I barely have HP as it is.
Well, boys, well,
For a level
ladies and
20
gentlemen,
character.
It was a fun run. We had a great time these past few weeks.
The three of you, plus Ida,
Motherfucker.
are taking 71 points of bludgeoning damage as multiple wooden shards
Oh
are
my
impaled
God.
your body.
No,
Stomp.
Teleporting
Ida.
in a tree. You can see that Lucas has been impaled by a small tree branch.
This is the pinnacle
You-
of skill. This
And
is-
either Lucas has been impaled by a tree branch, sort of
things
like
are looking
Olaf.
great.
Celestine has fallen from the top of about a 30-foot tree onto a rock. And Ida has teleported inside the tree that has burst split open. I'm sorry.
Oh, Ida. Oh,
I told you there's no place.
oh my God. Ow, even breathing hurt.
Celestine immediately just, I'm gonna say, spends her level 9.
Oh boy, we're in for a rough day.
I'm gonna
folks.
say she spends her level 9 because of. Actually, no. How badly injured are all of you for 71? That's not worth the level 9.
Not the 40 HP.
She's gonna cast Mass.
You can just take a short rest. It's fine.
Yeah.
You can just
Do
take
you
a
have,
short
do you have hero? Does the cleric has hero's feast?
Yeah. Yeah, she does have it prepared.
You
Sure.
can just
Um,
rest in the woods.
I love how this.
you have to
run is
move.
going
So Celestine has to stay behind, holding her ribs in place and carrying her broken leg. Just kind of prepares a ritual for 10 minutes,
Oh my
focusing on the ritual and trying to ignore the sharp pain of her bones sticking out of the skin. As Ida has all done her teleportation circle instead to get back to the kingdom. You see Celestine summon up a beautiful banquet feast of food and drinks and wine, and encourages all of you to eat, which means your hit points maximum in. You gain 2d10 hit points. You are cured of all diseases and poison, become immune to poison and frightened, and all wisdom saves are at advantage. 2d10 hit points. On top of that, she's gonna cast Mass Cure Wounds. That's for
I got 11.
Okay. Lucas, and that's 11. And then she's gonna cast Mass Cure Wounds on everyone on the 6th level as well. 8, 16, 17, 22. Plus his spell modifier of 6. 28 more points.
Okay,
That's about all she's gonna do for now.
decent.
As you guys have a full meal for about an hour, kind of eating, and she heals all of you. I'm gonna say that you can
Thank you.
also take a short rest.
Mhm.
So use as many hit dice as you want. Lucas
I
is
need to
using
chill.
everything.
Mm-hmm. Oh my God, I keep getting 2 plus 0. Nice gone, Jay. Why did you do this to yourself? 1. Why did you do this to
Okay,
yourself, Jay?
Lucas has spent the last hour mending, barely feeling any pain. He kind of pushes his bone back inside, and then tourniquets until Celestine can kind of heal him to fix it. He looks like
I will be doing
the
the same.
type of guy that you can beat the shit out of, and he doesn't look like he feels much, if anything. You spend
Yeah.
about an hour
Good as new.
and a half here, with all your blood
I'll just
splattered
have
all over the
Ida-
snow.
I'll have Ida clean us up from the blood. And clean the blood on the snow.
Sure.
Thank you.
So, you are about a mile off, but you can see the gate in the distance, although it's heavily obscured by some fog. What do you want to do?
I'm going to use the dagger to see if the gates or the walls are magically infused, basically protected.
You'd have to go up to the wall. It's a mile away.
I'll stealth my way. Oh wait, I will proceed then. I would like to roll perception first to see if there's anyone looking at us
Passive's enough.
or observing us.
Passive is enough. You don't destroy a tree without attracting attention.
That is very
A
true.
massive tree.
That's one of the most interesting sentences I have heard today. Rule of thumb, children, you do not destroy a tree without attracting attention.
That is
There
very
is...
true.
There,
Number one.
they haven't seen you, but you do immediately hear a scouting party. And do you speak Elvish?
I do.
You can
Elvish
hear
and
them.
Dwarvish.
You can hear them saying, "I heard the noise come from here. Prepare your bows." And they're starting to move.
Shit. I don't think it's a good idea to kill. Maybe and we don't know anything about Elven culture, right?
Not much.
Do I
Celestine
know if
seems to
there
know
are
a bit.
owlbears here?
Make an intelligence check.
Thank you. 13.
More likely winter wolves than owlbears, just far up. Some, but unlikely.
Is it possible to teleport someone without going with them?
You teleport them?
Basically, teleport a group of people without going with them.
No, you have to be the one who goes. You're the source of the spell. Ida's
I'm
also
going to
gone,
look
by
at
the way.
Celes-
He just left while you guys are taking a
Yeah.
short rest.
Figured as much. I'm going to look at Celestine and say, is it too much of a stretch if we tell them that we were hunting and we got in trouble with a few direwolves? We had to make a quick escape, use teleport, ended up crashing on a tree.
It's a hell of a story.
They would likely seek for which one of us is talented in the arcane.
That is quite true. I don't exactly can think of a reason how we can break a tree, so for now, I believe it's best to hide.
He nods. Make a stealth check. Who's playing music?
I think I am.
Good. Stealth. That is a 32.
32. Yeah, you and Lucas kind of disappear. And you can see Celestine just immediately climbs up the tree, hides in the leaves. Eventually you find the footsteps of some elves. What happened here? An attack? No animal is capable of this. Only two of them. Do we want the elder? Are we being attacked? You can see the other elf. One of them, by the way, the one he's talking to, is in plate armor of sorts and swords. This one has a staff, more like a wizard, or a spellcaster. Puts down his staff, and you can see that there's a small aura that emanates from around him. Magic. Someone has infiltrated the kingdom. Who would be so bold? Or so foolish? He just starts looking around. Doesn't see much. Form the kingdom. Raise the defenses. They start moving. Lucas is looking at you, signaling you should kill them before they say anything.
I'm going to look at Celestine if there's a way for her to alter memories.
You all hid from each other. And you don't know Celestine.
Yeah, that's true.
I
That's
just
why I
wanted to
don't
see you
know.
try to signal it.
That too.
Yeah, we can knock him out. Knock the two of them out, I suppose.
Knock them out. You're not killing them.
Good thing I'm
Because
not.
killing them leave corpses, and people investigate missing people. That's going to be a bigger risk. So
Bigger risk than
I
them
will-
informing the kingdom that they've been invaded.
does Lucas have poison? Anything that can incapacitate them?
He has things that can kill them. Assassin.
Fuck it.
Subtlety is
That's
not
true,
his
we're
strong
both-
suit.
They're both assassins, so yeah, I guess we can just kill them. We can just set up their murder somewhere.
Okay. What do you want to do?
I'm gonna shoot them from where I am. Try to shoot their head. Also, I am going to make sure that it's just the two of them, no one else.
There's no one else so far. Make a dexterity check. Release the murder hobo.
Yeah, it's bad. It's really bad. Dexterity, right?
30, yes. It's a cold shot. You're trying
22.
You're trying to kill him. You're trying to kill them with one shot, meaning a vital
Mhm.
organ or a head. So they have +5 to their
Mhm.
AC. Which one are you aiming for?
I'm going to target the mage.
22?
Mm-hmm. I do have sharpshooter. I don't know. It doesn't. I know something cover, but I don't know if it applies to cold shots.
No, because you're specifically aiming for something. It's
Yeah.
not cover. You do hit him. Exactly his armor.
Oh,
As he falls down, the other guy looks and you see an arrow fly. Mage! Hi, mage! Second arrow through the eye. Lucas just
Let's carry
Should
them. Throw them somewhere inconspicuous. Hide their bodies. Maybe make it look like an animal attack.
there's an arrow wound through the eye and the throat.
We can gouge them. You know, like remove the arrows and then we can destroy them.
Very interesting.
Precise.
visual.
it's so precise.
Too good. We did it too well.
I am going to say that Celestine just takes the bodies. Should she use her high level spells? That is the question.
If things go well, we're not entirely planning on using spells. Hopefully, but things are going off in a very rough foot. She already used 3 spells. 2.
Level 6s.
Mm-hmm.
Celestine, I'm looking at the spells that she has prepared at the moment.
I mean, we can make it look like a bandit attack. There are bandits here, right?
In the Elven Kingdom, no.
Gentle repose.
Mm-hmm.
Gentle repose.
Are
What?
there?
Actually, I think I'm overthinking this. Celestine, Celestine just sort of grabs a bottle of disinfectant, essentially, pours it on, and just sets them on fire.
Oh,
There.
good work.
And then she uses a bit of her magic to kind of feed the flame and make it go a little bit faster.
Mm-hmm.
Leaving the bodies there charred.
If you decapitate the head and you use animate dead, or you try to talk to the spirit,
You need a
Without the
head to
head.
speak
How
to.
does it work?
You need a head to speak to if you use. Actually, no. Burning them might take too long.
This wild animal is getting more interesting and interesting.
We need to remove the head because it's very easy to take information out of a corpse. It's not. Oh my god.
Ah, never mind.
I'm...
Scratch that. I know what Celestine's gonna do. There's a large boulder to the side. This is normal. He uses stone shape to open the stone.
Fucking
Tells
hell.
Lucas to stuff the body in, and then shapes the stone back to how it was. We're playing this
I can't
Hitman
believe
style.
It's macabre.
He starts melding the stone back to how it was with the two bodies inside. Now it's time to proceed. Please make stealth
It
checks. We're hitmanning this now.
Mm-hmm. We're not supposed to be killing people, but we are. This is my life. 30.
Okay. All
Yeah,
of you
30.
managed to move very quietly through the snow. Eventually you find the large opal-colored but still white-colored wood gates and walls of Hazion itself, with the major entranceway there. The door isn't closed at the moment, but there are guards on the walls. You have about a 20-foot clearing from the edge of the forest to where the walls begin, of just 20 feet of open space, and there are archers mounted on the walls.
Can I observe how they go inside the walls?
They walk in.
They don't show anything? No papers, no nothing?
No, but make an insight check.
Mother of fuck me. Please tell me I haven't. Okay, I have proficiency. Thank God. 24. I rolled a 2, so.
Something about this kind of tells you that this place is the kind of everyone knows everyone kind. They seem to be allowed in because they're recognized.
I'm just going to look for Lucas and Celestine and just say, would it be a good idea to take the garbs of the people that we took care of and pretend to be them and walk in?
They are drenched in blood, Master.
Do you not have anything that can clean them up? Looking at Celestine.
I will be very honest with you, Lady Tanyan. My history has more been of shedding blood than cleaning it. I can dress wounds and cause them. I'm not entirely sure how to clean them.
Fair. Thought it was worth a shot. Well, from what I can observe, people here know each other fairly well. This is why they can walk in without problems.
Should we wait for people to attack?
Attack?
She gestures to the road. Celestine gestures to the road, and there are people kind of coming in and out. Hunters, villagers, possibly farmers.
Incapacitate them, take their belongings and go in?
That may be a problem when they wake up, however. Knowing something is attacking.
That is true, but what exactly did you mean by wait for someone to attack? I don't quite understand, I'm sorry.
We wait for someone to attack. Take their belongings as you mentioned. Would alert them, but we would have the time to fix the mission. Over the long term, however, it may cause some problems. The alternative, of course, is if we stage an animal attack. Such things are not uncommon, especially in these harsher parts of the areas.
And then from the confusion we just run inside, pretend like we're civilians?
Yes, however, how much of a confusion would you like to be caused?
Something not that unnatural, but grave enough that people would be terrified of it.
Most people are terrified of the unnatural, especially a warrior culture.
That is true. Do you have anything in mind?
Just looks. I do have the capacity to summon a demon.
Enough so that we can go there, but not long enough that they can be traced back to us then.
Once it's summoned, I have no control over it. It will do as it pleases. It will not recognize me as a master if I do not show myself. It will not know why it was ripped out of its home, only that it has.
That sounds like a plan. Let's do that.
You're allowing her to summon a demon.
Mm-hmm.
Okay. Good to know.
We're fucked, aren't we? Wait, I will ask, since she knows more about the elven culture, what possible repercussions will this have other than the idea that someone might be terrorizing their town? Kingdom.
They will look for
Specifically?
people who are able to cast that type of magic. They will likely look amongst themselves first. If they do not find the tree that we have destroyed with our magic within the day, the trace of arcane essence that we had left behind will no longer be detectable. So we are safe from that. We can blame the tree destruction on the demon. There may be a period of lockdown, perhaps, keeping people from going in and out of the kingdom, a mass search. They might find something, we may have to frame someone, or someone will be framed for us. At the moment, I don't believe that they have any reason to suspect our kingdom to do any of this.
If there is a lockdown, and you said you had the ability to transport us back to our kingdom immediately,
Yes.
can you do this within their walls?
I detect nothing within the walls that should prevent my magic from being used.
I believe that would be sufficient. Let's
Lu-
just keep a low profile after this.
Very well. Lucas just kind of mentioned. Perhaps we should wait until there's a caravan of more than a few people. In the confusion, we will
Yes.
run into the walls and they will not check our identities.
We can pretend that we're watching over their caravans. And if there are more people, then there will be more suspects.
Roll a d20 for me.
Oh, mother of God. 12.
So you spend about 30 minutes ish to wait for a further group of people to arrive until you hear Celestine's voice from this sweet, soft-spoken woman become deep, gravelly, and almost demonic. As she puts her hand out and her eyes roll to the back of her head, showing the white. This kind of puts her hand and there's this black aura that emanates from it that spreads over to the area where these people are about to travel to. And you hear the voice just call out, Valkyrie! It's almost unsettling to hear her speak as such. But you see this large
I try not to
ape-like-
question spellcasters.
red-haired ape-like demon that stands at about 8 feet tall, with again like an ape with their arms longer and huge white ivory tusks, angrily just. Needless to say, people start panicking.
And so do
Mrs.
we.
Nods. You start running. Let's make stealth checks.
Yeah, I'm taking minimum.
That bad?
Yeah, I rolled a 2. A 3. Oh, that's 27.
Not bad. Three of you managed to make it through. Like, you do eventually kind of go through with all the people in confusion. The guards are less kind of trying to assess the individuals coming in and more trying to figure out what to do with the demon that's kind of terrorizing the different people and already eating a few elves.
Mhm.
You get ushered in, move, and they start fighting the demon on the outside. The inside, while shaken, is not overly concerned given that their guards are fairly capable. So on the inside of Hazion, it is large, not as industrially built, meaning there isn't so much steel and cement as it is just wood, and it looks like most of the kingdom itself is just built around the forest rather than destroying the forest, as the wood is sort of built in between the trees. However, this place also looks like a nightmare to invade. Given all the snow, it is very unlikely that anyone would be able to burn the place, even if it's wood. And given the structure of the roads and everything, if you are not a native to this place, this is a labyrinth. There is no kind of defined road path. It is very, very likely that if you step in far enough, you will not find the exit if you are not from here. That being said,
Encouraging.
which direction would you like to go?
I would like to do something and see if I can perceive where I can find a tavern or anything of the sort, or might resemble.
Here's the thing. This kingdom is not built like you know other kingdoms. They don't have, like... A tavern isn't this one built structure. A tavern could be any single one of these buildings that are all identical.
I suppose we could just walk forward.
Okay.
Try to perceive the kind of people that are walking into where.
Moving in, you don't find
Listening
anyone
to
that looks like a
conversations.
noble. No one here seems to be someone of status or nobility as you move forward. However, the only thing you can see from where you are is the very, very, very large spire-like tower where there's a distinct glow from the top of it. Just, you saw it from the top of the mountain before. It's just glowing there. Moving forward, the first few things that you see from, I'm assuming, just random directions that you go to, following where the general populace of
will-
people are moving. Yeah.
Try to keep my best to see if we can trace our way back outside. At
Make an
least try
intelligence
to
check.
remember. And I fucking failed. 11.
Yeah, you got lost somewhere
So
along
I'm
the right
lost.
turn. You got lost somewhere along the right turn that kind of made you feel like you made left instead of right, but you made right.
Can relate. Happens all the time.
The first few things that you see around the district here that you find kind of getting yourself lost for the first 30 minutes of walking is immediately what seems like almost a residential place. People just seem to be going into different buildings and closing them off. This seems, yeah, this definitely seems like a residential area to you. You kind of keep moving through. Make another intelligence check for me.
Not bad. 16.
16. You move through and try to give a bit of logic to the structure of this place. You know, like trying to figure out what they do or how they built this place. And eventually you do find, just by seeing through the window and people coming out with a bit of an intoxication to them, a possible tavern. You're not 100% sure it is, or even if it's public, as all these buildings are identical almost, but people are getting in there, getting drunk, and going out.
Can I listen into conversations from the people that go in and leave? Or is there any writing on the
No.
structure?
No writings on any of the buildings.
God damn these elves. Okay, I'm just gonna listen in for now.
Okay. There are people that just kind of come in. Most of them are mundane kind of conversations about their day, about their livelihood, about people who just got fired. It's almost human. You've been told for a long time about how monstrous elves are, and now you're seeing them for the first time as just exactly the same. Maybe just add a few more 100 years. but all the conversations are fairly mundane, coming in and out. Roll d20 for me. Sorry, d10.
D10. 9.
Because of your excessive passive perception, you do hear some guys talking. One of them, woman, the only one here that seems to be wearing a cloak. I mean, a hooded cloak. The other one, you don't know, you don't see the face. But the woman does say to the man, just, "You have what I asked for." "Yes, I do." "Good. Go inside and talk. Keep it quiet." And they move in.
I have names, but I don't have faces of the people I'm looking for, right?
Nope.
Yeah, I'm going inside. I'm just going to look at Lucas and Celestine and just say, "I'll scout inside if something goes wrong." Well, something went wrong.
They just move inside as well, but stay on the opposite corners, staying away from each other. The name that you know, a very dangerous, also very wanted criminal around here, is Myriani. Myriani.
Of course, it sounds black.
What is that supposed to... Anyway. Myriani, or Myri, is a very dangerous criminal who, for lack of any other term, an arsonist, a terrorist, and a murderer, among other things.
Comforting.
She is a criminal by any race's standards, not just elves. He's also known to have, quote-unquote, the face of an angel. So, walking into the tavern, what do you want to do here?
I'm going to look at the bar. First, I'm just going to roll to understand what's going on in the tavern. How are they talking? How are they conversing?
Oh,
How
that's
are
easy.
they paying for drinks?
That's easy. People, it doesn't seem to be any different than what you would know. People go up, they pay for drinks, they go sit down. They do have their own sort of gold piece, though.
Yeah, I can't exactly turn up.
The two people that you saw talking do move into the second floor, and you can see that there's one larger built elf that is blocking that entrance, just closes it as they go up.
So private area, I would say.
Maybe.
Yeah. I'm going to head out. I'm gonna try to nick someone's satchel. Someone who looks average, mundane. I'm going to try to lift their
Pouch?
gold. Yes.
Sleight of hand?
Oh dear goodness. Sleight of hand is 11, 19, 29.
Yeah. Some poor random guy
Poor random.
take his pouch,
Oh,
and then
random.
I'm gonna roll to see if I hurt you or not. You take the pouch, you open it. There is a lot of coins in here marked by the elves. So elvish, about 70-ish elvish gold and 45 silver. Don't put that in your inventory just yet. And a note. If you care.
Of course.
Yeah, what does it
yes.
say?
You're reading it?
And now you're growing a conscience. Oh.
I fucking hate this. I'm
I'm
an
asking-
assassin. I'm not supposed to have conscience.
I'm asking if you're reading it.
But I know this might bite me in the ass at some point, so I will read it.
You see the note that just says... You're gonna hate me for it. You see the note that just says, My dearest Elwyn, please take this money for your medicine treatment. I hope you live a much longer life than you have expected.
I fucking hate you and everything you stand for, Nigel. I'm going to morph into a tiny elven child.
Child, okay.
Mm-hmm. Someone who looks really malnourished. Someone who looks really hungry.
Elven child.
Oh, yeah, I mean, like, elves actually go through a child.
Yeah, they do.
Phase,
I'm
right?
asking. Yeah, I'm just asking if that's what you're going for, an elven child.
I hate this. I hate elves.
I'm just
yeah.
asking. Okay.
I'm going to look if there are other actual elven children here.
Not alone.
Are there hobos?
None that you can tell.
That's inside.
Fine, I'm going to look like a malnourished elven woman.
You're gonna get kicked out.
So an elven woman. Okay.
A very nondescript look. Someone who I see passing through, but make her look like a bit malnourished, more than a little malnourished.
The elves are gonna
Change
be
a few
like, "You,
features, but
Lord,
not exactly the same.
Okay. Okay.
Hey, you look like a slave.
You
Move in.
You. I'm not the smartest nut in this group, okay? That's why I made Tanya dumb as hell.
You move in,
So I'm going.
and then
Just going to say, like, with my hood slightly,
Up.
like, covering my face. Yep. Like, sir, you dropped this. I'm going to give the pouch to him. Good day. And I'm going to leave. Look at me being a good person.
Think-
I'm not gonna get anything from this, but I am a good person
just
still.
takes the pouch and
Which kinda sucks.
fires the pouch. Okay, you actually gave it back.
Mhm.
All right.
I'm gonna look for a different target.
Sleight of hand.
I swear to fucking God. That's 25.
With all your classes?
You swipe a.
Yeah. I have plus 11.
You
I rolled a
swipe
14.
a fairly rich-looking guy. Probably won't miss the pouch.
No guards out either. No, someone who's walking alone.
Yep.
Doesn't look powerful. No weapon. Actually, the weapons are kind of sketchy. But someone who looks like Lilithia.
Okay.
I break the
You
feather.
got some gold. Sure.
It would be fun if there's a letter also.
I'm gonna be so fucking done with this place. Like, fuck all of you and all your sentiment. I just want gold. I just want to buy my beer. I'm gonna
Fuck
go
all
inside
of
the
you and all your sentiments. I just want a baboose, bitch.
You move inside
I
with a
just
bag
want
of gold.
booze.
Okay.
I'm gonna get the gold, but I am going to toss the pouch.
Right. Okay.
Bitch it.
Okay.
I'm gonna go inside the tavern.
All right.
I'm gonna buy a drink.
Okay.
I'm gonna sit and listen to the conversation. Somewhere near the bouncer. Not
Tavern
exactly in front of
looks
him,
at
just
you.
near.
As you sit down in the bar, the bartender looks at you and says, in Elvish, just, what are you having?
Got any recommendations? In Elven.
Hmm.
Not particularly feeling on getting drunk today, just want to take an edge off.
How about a blood raven? Gives you a
Tell me
reddish
more
drink.
about it.
It's got some tomatoes, some alcohol, not too much, a little bit of gin. Little
Do you like it?
spicy. There's a kick. Pretty nice. Doesn't really get you drunk.
That is actually pretty good. Thanks.
You pay him, yes?
Mm-hmm.
Takes it, puts it in. You're listening to conversations.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, people are just drunk. Some people complaining about their job, some people complaining about the kingdom. You do hear an interesting tidbit about how there's an impending war with the Tabaxi neighboring.
Mm-hmm.
And
I'm just going to.
you do hear a little bit about
impending
how
war.
the Tabaxis have been trying to infiltrate them. These are mostly some of the soldiers talking, the ones off shift.
Mm-hmm.
Other than that,
I'm going
Nothing
to
much.
look
Yeah.
at the bartender.
Okay. Something you need?
Just company for a little bit.
Alright.
Any updates about the tabaxis? I heard they've been quite problematic these days.
Yeah, a few attacks here and there, some villages. Speculation is they just summoned a demon outside of town.
Jesus,
Word
really?
travels fast. You know, possibly. I mean, no one understands how they could have gone this far into the kingdom, but they have, and we've got a bit of worry on our hands.
Oof, that does sound rough. Hell, I'm not entirely sure if you heard about it. I did just hear rumors about it. Apparently there are also hags on the loose.
Really? Never heard of it.
Really?
I mean,
You would think that there's going to be a lot more about them, since they're kind of terrifying, really.
there's the Witch of the Mountain. But
Witch of the Mountain?
it's just a name. There's an old crone that lives in the base of the mountains. Really far from here, but kind of teleports from place to place. I mean, that's... it's an urban legend. No one's ever actually seen her. So that's supposedly because everyone that's ever seen her dies mysteriously before they can report it, but...
Wow. But no news about, maybe it's the actual hags? I mean, I'm not entirely sure.
I mean, if
I'm
the
not
witch was
quite-
a hag, then I'd understand where all the rumors come from, but... I don't know, no one really talks about hags.
Yeah, it's kind of rough then. I'm just going to glance, I'm going to make it blatant that I am glancing curiously at the bouncer. Bouncer?
Okay?
Is that a private room? I did see a few people climb up. I'm just wondering. I'm going to ask for another shot.
Make a deception check for me.
Oh, goodness. Okay, deception. That is 32.
Okay. Just...
Yeah.
Private rooms, people rent them. Normally him and his cohorts. Don't really know, they pay a lot to have privacy. Don't ask questions. Don't really need to know.
Wait, him and his
The
cohorts?
the bouncer and his cohorts. They pay for privacy.
Is there a way for a girl to have her privacy as well? For the right price?
That sounded wrong.
It does. I did mean it. I did it on purpose.
As long as they're not using it.
No, it only caters for one per person then.
It is the entirety of the second floor. So was it never meant to be a private room, it was meant to be a second floor, but just rented it all out. Paid a lot of gold for it.
I see. Do you just work here or do you own the place?
You said you were blatantly looking at the bouncer, yes? Not trying to hide that you're
Yes,
looking
like-
at.
I did, when we were talking about it, I would have looked, then I'm gonna talk, and then I'm gonna look back at him. And
Yeah,
we're
but you
talking
have
together.
to. You're trying to make it obvious to him that you're looking.
I did glance, yes. Not sketchy kind of glance, more like the conversational curious kind of glance.
The first thing you notice, the bartender does not look that direction at all, even when you ask of it.
Mhm.
The second is that the guy does see you looking.
The bartender saw me
The
looking at him.
bouncer is looking. Saw you looking. He doesn't do anything, but he sees you looking.
I am waving.
You're gonna
Very
wave at him.
friendly wave.
Okay. You get back to your conversation, you hear a whistle from him. Not at you, but you hear him whistle.
Mhm.
You're gonna look that way or no?
Curiously, but I am still,
Okay.
partially, my attention is still at the bartender.
You glance in the direction again. He's not looking at you, he's looking at another elf. They're talking. And there's a very quick glance to you. The elf kind of nods, goes under the rope, and goes upstairs.
Okay, then I'm going to go back. I'm gonna go back to the bartender and say, well, that was kind of terrifying. Am I in trouble just because I waved at him?
He starts squinting at you, just... Let me know if you need another drink. And he very slowly
I think I might
moves away.
actually do need it. I'm going to put my
Just
glass
hands you a
forward.
bottle. On the house starts moving away from you, trying to disassociate. There's an instance where you now see that you're alone here on this one section of the table.
Mm-hmm.
You just stay there.
He's going to continue drinking, yes.
At some point, there is an elf. There are two elves that approach you.
Hi.
One of them just looks and says,
Pleasant morning.
"You got a problem?"
No, I'm just drinking.
You from around here?
Not for long, no. But I am looking for a friend.
So you're not from here? Where are you from?
Why ask?
They're just looking at each other.
If I did something wrong, I do apologize. I'm not quite used to much of the culture. I'm a bit of a traveler, you see.
They're looking at each other even more. You have enough passive insight to know that you are saying all the wrong words in a single conversation.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, I figured as much.
They're looking at each other, they look around the bar. Every time they look at someone, people avert their glance. They don't make eye contact. They just kind of look.
Can I use Thieves' Cant?
You can? What do you want to do? What are you trying to
I am
deliver?
going to say that I'm looking for someone, but in the Thieves' Cant way. You see, this person that I'm looking for isn't exactly very easy to find, but he's quite subtle.
They look. They just move away from you. They tap the big guy. They move upstairs. In a few minutes, if you're just sitting there, you see the same woman, cloaked, leaving with a group of people behind her, including the big elf. And the room is empty. The barrier has been lifted.
I'm going to leave the place.
Okay.
Make sure no one's following me.
Okay.
Taking a different form.
Okay.
Then I'll try to see if I can follow. Did Lucas and Celestine leave with me? I leave when I did.
Trying to stay away from you because they have noticed how many people are looking at you.
Mm-hmm.
Okay.
I mean, I'm going to leave. Then I'm just going to chill by the front, waiting for them to leave as well, exit as well. But I am using a different form.
They have. What do you
I'm just
do?
gonna look at them meaningfully. Then I'm gonna go to. Where did the group go?
If you took the time to change your form, given how they move, you will lose them. If you took the time to find a private place to change your form. If you keep your form, you'll be able to track them. Or if you change mid-walk, like change just your face mid-walk.
Yeah, I think that would be optimal. But would Lucas and Celestine be able to catch up with me if I did?
They would. Just bear in mind you're still wearing the same clothes.
Mm-hmm.
Okay.
I'm just going to. Is there an alleyway?
Yeah, but again, to find a place where no one's gonna see you change. You're gonna lose him.
Then I'm going to use my cloak. Just change. I'm gonna wear my cloak. Then I'm going to walk a bit, morph my armor inside. Then I'm going to lose the cloak.
Like, get rid of the cloak entirely?
No, I'm gonna put it in my bag. It's a cloak of elven kind. I'm not gonna throw that.
You put on your cloak, you change your armor and your appearance, and then you take off your cloak all while walking down the street following them in a straight line.
No, it's going to take a while. Like, I'm walking. Like, I'm gonna morph it, then I'm gonna walk until the people that pass through don't recognize me or don't see me, then I'm gonna...
But you are following them.
From afar, yes.
Your stealth against their perception.
I'm scared. Mom, I'm scared.
Think you're the only one with that high passive?
Yeah, I figured as much that they would have high passive perception. Level 20s are terrifying. That's 29. Mom, I'm scared.
You specifically said you were walking to follow them from a distance. Morph when you put the cloak on. Wait for a bit, take the cloak off, and you have turned into a completely different person than the first one that they had seen, yes?
How far is Lucas and Celestine from me?
A good 20 feet.
20 feet. And they're not exactly making it look like they're following me.
No. They're across the street too.
How far am I from them? If I'm following them just enough not to lose them?
Give or take 60 to 100, anywhere from that range.
100 feet. They're going straight.
Again.
Perception was.
I need to go back to the question of which you declared the stealth for. You are putting the cloak on. You are changing your form and your armor, and you are taking the cloak off, looking completely different from the person that they saw wearing that. If they were looking, or if they spotted you, you're completely different from the person they saw. If they spotted you.
Not completely different, just enough that my features would change. Maybe make a bit shorten my hair, change my face a bit, but the features are not. I'm still a woman, basically.
Okay,
Female
but
elf.
you look different, is the question. Including your
Just
armor.
a little bit different. Yes.
Including your armor.
Mm-hmm. Make it look less, not look like an armor.
Okay. Okay. You're just gonna keep following them?
Just enough to see. I'm going to. Can I roll to see if they noticed me when I did that?
If they did, they're gonna be rolling their deception against you.
Yes. Insight versus deception. Shoot. 24 minimum.
Probably not. You're not 100% sure.
I'm so nervous like you.
We will
And
get
I'm
back.
terrified.
and,
We'll get back.
I'm not even there.
Before
And I'm
My
scared for
hands
you.
are so cold.
before we get back to that, I will just ask you again. You are going to follow them until they stop somewhere?
I'm
How long do you intend to follow
going
them?
to falter. Maybe I'll go call them for a good 5-6 minutes. I'm going to falter and just stop. Make it look like I got distracted by something else. Because I would like to talk with Celestine and Lucas.
So you are going to quit.
Mm-hmm.
So 5 minutes of following and then you're going to quit.
Yeah, that's the time that I'm reconsidering what I did. Specifically.
Oh, then never mind. You lose them.
Yeah, I did.
We'll get back
I will.
to you. Mage, on your end, with Tristan.
Right.
The visit from Baron. Guildmaster. The visit from Guildmaster Bolivar Castwell comes in a bit earlier, a few hours before. He
Okay.
arrives very much this grizzled veteran warrior of a man.
Mm-hmm.
He carries with him no guards, as your family has had ties with him for a while. He's choosing to put some faith in you.
Yeah.
He carries no guards, but he does come with his own personal horse, his full donned armor, the cloak of the guild, and his personal sword. He arrives, the guards allow him entry as per your orders. He is shown to your banquet hall, to your meeting room, along where you and Tristan await. As he steps in, he is the spitting image of a veteran warrior of the kingdom, with a respectful bow that you have not received from any other guildmaster before. And bows. Baroness, Lord Commander.
Lord Castwell.
You've called
Good
for this meeting. Good evening.
Yes. Although perhaps not as serious as a man of your stern composure might be usually acquainted with. Please have a seat. Have a seat. Then I'm just going to gesture at the servants to bring in the food and the wine.
Yep, they've got prepared, served in a piping hot plate.
There you go. Diba? Lord Castwell, I do not wish to waste most of your time either. How are things with the guild?
Warfare per se, personally. Expanding, doing well. New recruits are coming in. I cannot complain. Apart from petty politics impeding progress. But that is a different story. To my understanding, this meeting was called as you had something to propose to me.
We do, yes. Oh wait, on the meta level DM, the guild is the one managing the vineyard then?
No, that is Drogas's. That's a baron, not one of the guilds. This is...
But like, what about ours?
You're a baron as well. Your vineyard... your vineyard is being managed by your retainers.
Okay, then, alright.
He has nothing to do with it.
Okay. Going back. Like, yes, Lord Castwell, there is. I'll be very straightforward. You and our father go a long way back. We have a long and illustrious history with the guild. Simply put, I would like to make you an offer, a chance for our family to be of service, if you will.
I see. I am listening.
Well, Lord Castle, I will not beat around the bush. Within the boundaries of our realm, we have come across, shall I say, a sustainable supply of mithril, at least for the foreseeable future. I cannot say for how long for sure, but on a meta level DM, is it safe to assume from what I've gathered from the reports that there's enough for at least the next 10 years?
Yes, it is a very large unexplored mine.
Okay, so can I say that like it's at least like a lifetime's worth?
Especially since mithril does not rust, lose its edge, or ever easily break. You don't necessarily need to replace it as much as you do common steel, so absolutely.
Okay then, alright. Then I'm going to say to Lord Castwell, we do have in our possession a source of mithril. The exact quantity is uncertain. You've known me since I was a child, Lord Castwell. I don't delve much in the exact sciences. However, there is enough mithril to go around to keep our grandchildren armed. And
where have you come across such rare material?
Can I kind of make can I make like a detect magic, like really quick check to make sure if there's no one listening?
Yeah, your detect magic is automatic without any need for somatic or verbal components. You take a quick glance around. The only magics in the area are the ones Ida is trying to keep up to prevent sort of scryings or anything. So no one is listening.
We've since you and our father go a long way back, I trust you, Lord Castle. We have found a mine. I'm for reasons I'm sure you will appreciate. I am not able to currently disclose how we access this mine. However, we are able to mine as we do have access to the mithril as of the moment. And just to prove that this isn't a lot of smoke I'm blowing across your face, I'm just going to gesture at one of the squires to bring like one like 10-pound lump.
You're carrying it.
Yeah.
It is actually, because of how light mithril is, it's a very large piece to make a 10-pound lump because of how light it's just kind of. He looks at it just very perplexed as he holds on to the rough steel ore. What am I? What are you to gain out of this?
Industry. I'm just going to say that very straightforwardly and smile at him, like
specifically, you wish to be a supplier?
Yes. Although if there would be other employment opportunities you could throw for the modest, meager people of Frost Garden in the future, I wouldn't mind at all. In exchange, we would be able to supply you, and at a very modest fee, I might add.
You are to provide us with mithril at a reasonable price under your definition of such words, and we are to provide trade and employment to the people of your barony. Am I to understand this correctly, Baroness?
That is correct. Ultimately, Lord Castle, I think it's safe for me to say that it is still in good service to the guild. And just as a sign of my good faith, I'm going to ask for a piece of paper from Lord Bane.
Okay.
I believe the going and then I'm going to get a quill pen, like with ink, and then I believe the going rate for this would be anywhere up to, I suppose, fair market value would be 700 to 800, maybe 900 for really high quality mithril. I would be willing to give you my initial 100 pounds of mithril for the modest price of only 500.
Make a persuasion check for me.
Persuasion. Hang on one moment. I didn't have my app open. That's the second one. There we go. Persuasion. It's a baba, no?
Yep.
Gotcha. Okay. Ah, shit.
It didn't
Can
roll.
you see that? Ah, wait.
Okay.
Yeah. 14 plus 5.
Oh, since it. This is agreeable, but there needs to be an amendment to that agreement of ours.
You are most welcome to give your input, Lord Caswell.
There will be no paper trail. This will be done purely in coin. And there will be no information spread to anyone else within the guild.
Alright then, Lord Castwell. I believe we can come to an agreement with that.
This is as much for your protection as it is for mine, Baroness. If the other guilds find out that you are dealing in such rare, expensive materials, they will not show as much mercy to your family.
I understand.
I
Thank you,
advise
Lord.
you to be careful with who you deal with. But your
Thank you, Lord.
agreements are acceptable.
In that case, I'm sure the logistics can be ironed out. However, do expect that in the future we will be looking to provide perhaps a more refined form of the mithril. Of course, for a little higher price, but still reasonable. Then I'm just going to wink at him gently compared to going market rate.
Very well. Shall look forward to that day.
Mhm.
This has been a fruitful conversation, Baroness.
Yes, it has been, Lord Castwell. Glad it never happened.
Never happened.
Yep.
Baroness, on the topic of conversations that have not happened, there's a rumor you did not hear from me about mistrust amongst the various guild members that is not happening. Specifically, between the shades and the oracles.
Mistrust.
A cold war of sorts. Each one
Not a-
looking for a reason to pull down the other, but neither giving any kind of leeway.
Not that I've heard anything from you in the past late, but between the two, which are you more inclined to, or at least fond of?
I am of the opinion that they might as well destroy each other and that we would all be better off. But if I were to choose a side, it is easier to trust the oracles by virtue of the fact that everyone knows they will always lie. When it comes to a shade, you are never aware of what is truth and what is deception.
Okay. Alright then, Lord Castwell, I'll take that into account.
I will see you, Baroness. I shall send for a nondescript delivery.
Yeah.
For the gold in exchange for your 100 pounds of this, and a discreet agreement.
Thank you, Lord Castwell. I shall be expecting food merchants then in the coming days. Wink, wink.
Of course.
Yeah.
Must be hard obtaining quality meats in your part of the area. Food merchants may have business here.
Yeah. And I do thank you for recommending the food merchants to our realm. As you have mentioned, food is so hard to come by.
Of course.
Yeah.
Just nods as he makes his way out after you've had a couple of hours of a meal and a discussion. You
Yep.
guys want to talk about anything?
Yeah, I'm just gonna. I would like to ask something. My lord, I would like to ask. This past few days, we have been encountering some visions. For example, for me, when my father was training me, is there something that same thing had been happening in your part?
No, I cannot say we have been affected in similar way.
Okay.
However, as you know, the kingdom of Azram is heavily protected against such magics by the Oracle.
Yeah, we're just thinking. I mean, it's still a mystery to us who is doing those type of positions. Showing it to us here in Dragonsgrave. Yeah, we
Magic.
actually.
Magic,
Yeah.
unfortunately, my boy, is not an area of specialty of mine. I'm afraid I am not able to provide any information.
It's,
Good seeing you again, Baroness, Lord Commander.
Until next time, Lord Castwell. To the guild.
He just nods, goes back on his horse, and this 50-something man just rides alone into the dangerous forest outside of your castle.
Yeah, I'm just going to look.
that strong.
I'm just going to look at Tristan. It's like, by like the balls of that old man. He's not even worried about anyone trying to assassinate him or like take his place in the guild.
Yeah. No,
Do you guys need to
You know
talk?
what they say? They can try.
they can
I
try.
can try. You guys need to
I
talk
wonder,
or discuss
yeah.
anything in the castle?
I mean, they can try. I hope Banya would be like that in her current mission.
I
That's
hope
strong.
I hope she's doing well.
I know. I wonder what. Yeah, I wonder what she's doing now. Enjoying herself, I suppose.
Tanya,
I would have gone.
you would have-
If it's
Anyway.
not a stealth mission or something.
Anyway.
Anyway.
Anyway, brother, it seems as though the Lord it seems as though Lord Castwell did not eat that much. You may call the rest of the men. There's still a lot of spare food. You can eat off the rest of it. Enjoy the rest of our time. We need to start planning our incursion. I think in the next week or two,
Yep.
into the old Changeling Kingdom, in partnership with the two other houses. I wonder how Tanya's doing, like transition.
Pretty much. Yeah.
Your health got reversed. But anyway,
Yeah.
Tanya,
It was fine earlier, but I didn't know how it looks like in video, so I did both ways because I need it.
Tanya, you quit after 5 minutes. Where Lucas and Celestine gather around you. Master?
Yeah, I figured we shouldn't really go through the big guns first. I'm going to look at them and just say, we can try to see if there are smaller scale criminals around town, and we can ask information from them. They cannot report anything, and they would know more compared to other civilians. Petty criminals.
Where should we start? This location is not ours.
Yes. Slums area, they're usually very prevalent if that's a case in the
Celestine
Elven
cuts you
Kingdom.
off and just says, there isn't one here.
Lead the
Poverty, there isn't a slums area.
Oh,
Poverty is not common in this kingdom.
then how is crime in Azion?
Very few. That is why such criminals are very rare and very skilled.
And I don't suppose there's a way to reach them.
Get captured. See if they're willing to be paid.
Get captured by them?
We can continue following who you are following. See what happens.
Yes, that was what I had in mind. That's why I attracted the attention to myself. If they do drag me in, maybe I can find a way to talk with them. But they didn't seem to respond to conversations amongst criminals. Not that I know of. But I suppose they're the only lead we have.
I still see them in the distance, Master. Should we go for it?
Yes, but keep your distance away from me. If anything, it would be better to just have me get captured. Although, Celestine, you do have a way to reach me, don't you?
I do. They stay behind. Are you trying to be stealthy or you want them to notice you now?
Fuck it. This is where I just go, fuck it, and I'm gonna follow them. From the form that I had earlier. The one that
So once again, putting your hood on, changing your form again, and then taking your hood off.
no. I'm not gonna change it. Like the second look. I'm
Okay.
following them with my second look.
Follow them.
But it's not different. Like it can be done with a bit of makeup, kind of different change. It's not that big of a difference.
If you
Basically,
need,
something that Lucas would have done.
If you need, if you're going to follow them all throughout, it will be about 15 minutes until you find them enter some form of building. It might be a home, it might be a public office. You're not sure, but there's no one guarding the door. All of them enter inside.
Oh, that's safe. That's
Wow.
based on our experience.
If there's an unguarded door, you know you're fucked. Okay, so are there people around this place?
Yes,
The
there are people
worst
walking down the
thing-
streets.
How are they reacting around this? Are they worried?
Like it's
worried
another
about
building.
it? Like it's another building. Comforting. Is there a window?
No, actually. This building has no windows or any conceivable entrance other than that one door.
Can I approach? I'm going to sit back and I'm going to look if there's anyone who looks naive, kind of innocent, kind
An
of.
insight check.
Thank you. I wouldn't say innocent, just like the very approachable.
On
kind.
the street?
I'm taking people that passerbys.
Okay.
I'm taking minimum. That would be 24.
Okay. There's one. A literal flower girl. She's just a younger looking elf with a basket full of flowers and a long, sort of pink-ish elven dress that goes up to her heels, up to her ankles. She's crossing by. You see
I'm
her
going to-
handing flowers to random children who are being accompanied by their parents.
I'll leave it her.
And then she just keeps skipping.
How tall is she?
5'8". Standard
Okay,
for
so
an
that's
elven
tall.
woman.
Okay. I'm going to approach her actually.
You just keep skipping until you approach the flower.
Thank you. You're very sweet. Is this like a regular flower or does it look a bit different?
Looks like a beautiful rose, but doesn't seem to be magical. Doesn't seem to be.
Yeah, I'm going to put it in my chest pocket.
Okay.
So there's a flower there.
Mhm.
And then I'm gonna ask, how much is this?
Oh, don't worry about it.
And so you're just like giving them away?
Mm-hmm.
That's sweet. Do you have a name?
Enaria.
A knife?
Enaria. Enarria.
This is some James Bond shit.
Dung dung dung.
I'm already terrified with the criminals. Don't make me terrified of a friggin'
Flower girl.
flower girl for fuck's sake. Yeah, I'm going to look at her and just say, would you mind keeping me company for a bit?
See that she was about to skip away when you asked this. Sure. What do you need?
Thank you. I'm curious about this building. Do you happen to know more about it?
It's abandoned. No one lives there anymore. But no one really
Did
buys
it
the
used to
property.
be?
Used to
Any
be a
reason
warehouse. I don't know. No, it used to be a warehouse. Previous owners left. No one ever bought the house. I don't know why. It's just been there. Some people come in and out of it.
Sketchy people?
I don't like to judge.
You do seem like the type not to.
Mm-hmm.
Thank you, Minarian. This is quite sweet. I'm gonna lightly tap the flower.
Mhm.
Then I'm just going to walk and just
Just skip.
chill. Chill on
moving
the wall,
forward.
wait for someone to leave. Wait
You're
until someone
You're
else
gonna stay
leaves.
there. How long would you say that you would stay there until you just quit?
Because I do want to not. But I'm not entirely sure if it's a good idea
Because
to
whether
do so.
someone
And
comes out or not, I need to know what your actual timeline of waiting is first.
I'd say 1 to 2 hours.
2 hours at most.
2 hours.
One guy leaves within that time frame. Looks like one of the people following, but they all kind of... You only saw their back, so you're not sure. But he does leave, closes the door behind him. Goes into an alley.
Where?
House, goes into the alley on the side. He's not hiding, by the way. He's just kind of there. He has a pipe.
Comforting. I am going to go to the alley.
Mm-hmm.
I'm not gonna go inside. I'm just going to go to the direction, like the opening, so people can still see me.
Okay.
Patrick, fuck you when you laugh. I swear to God, you're gonna lose a fucking sibling today.
Okay.
I'm
On the
doing
alley.
my best, alright?
The DM's reaction is like, okay. Oh.
I can't tell the reaction because Nigel is frozen on my screen, so I'm just basing this from his voice, which is twice as terrifying.
We can see his face, actually. That's
I'm
why
going to reconnect. I need to say this.
Wait,
I'm sorry.
no. What are you doing? You're in front of the alley and
I'm
then...
gonna reconnect.
No,
Wait.
you're in front of the alley and then...
No, I can't see your
Doesn't matter.
expression. It's not
Metagaming. We hate metagamers here.
It's
No.
you, TJ.
You're in front of the alley. What do you do?
I fucking hate both of
A lot
both of
of
you. I'm
a
going
lot
to
of
walk
the
in.
cues, a lot of the cues in these Dungeons and Dragons games can be assessed based on the look on the DM's face.
I know, that's why when he's frozen, he's been frozen for a while. Now why do you think I'm making bad decisions? Because I can't see shit.
We don't metagame. We don't
Oh.
metagame.
What do you do?
Yeah, I'm going to the alley. I'm going to stand by the edge and to see if I can see him.
Edge of the sidewalk. You're on... of the alley or across the street? Because there is this road.
On the alley. Like, for example, this is the corner of the alley. I am here. Like, this is the road. This here.
So you're on the
just
same
about
street.
to enter.
So you're on the same street. Okay.
Mm-hmm.
He's smoking a pipe. Just...
Pleasant morning.
He glances towards you.
I really need to reconnect because I can't see shit. I don't even know
Fine.
what expression he's making at me. I'm so scared.
Fine. So?
Mom, I'm scared. Yeah.
He's
Not
smoking.
the one for conversations?
Not strangers who keep following us. Changing their appearance.
I have a bit of skill.
Something
Well,
tells me
apparently
that's
not
not
enough.
skill. Stealthing, you are. Hiding. Changing your appearance. Something else.
Mhm.
Parlor tricks,
Do you
maybe.
not like it? My parlor trick? I'm going to lean on the wall facing him.
Points up. There is someone with a bow trained on you. Points the other direction. There's another person with a bow. Your passive perception
Not
is
here.
not enough for that.
Mm-hmm. I'm not here to be hostile.
You're clearly not from here. Which is the only reason you're not dead.
Why? I've been making a lot of bad cues recently. It does make sense.
No one looks in our direction. No one looks at us. We don't bother them. Finishes smoking, starts walking back out of the alley, past you, as he's kind of next to you now. Him forward, you're looking at him. Just, if you want to stay alive, stay out of our way. We look in one direction, you look away.
Yes, but I might need something from you.
What makes you think we need anything from you?
Maybe not, but I am willing to pay.
Make a persuasion check. With disadvantage.
Hmm. Yes, thank God I have proficiency. 21. I'm so glad I have proficiency. I rolled a 4.
Are you willing to tell the truth?
What exactly do you want to know?
Who you actually are.
I have a lot of names. It comes with my kind, really, so we don't exactly have one real name.
I don't care for names. People like you come from somewhere, learned this from somewhere, trained by someone. You don't pick these skills up on the streets. We're not dealing with people who lie to us.
But will there be a price to pay for them to find out about me? Or is it just you that knows about it?
That's for us to decide. You want in?
Fair.
You walk in. Just moves. And he moves back into the building. But before he leaves the alley, he just looks back at you. Tell your friends they're free to come along. He moves in.
I'm just going to look at the two of them, shrug, then I'm gonna go in.
Oh
Look
my
at me.
god.
Being
You
fucked.
enter-
They said they're free to come along. They didn't exactly say that they should go along, so I am going to just tell them to stay out. I'm
You
going to go inside on
enter
my own.
the warehouse-like place, and it is dark with a few floating candles flame the place, and I do mean floating candles. There's a group gathered. Boss, we got the straggler. Want to changes for her appearance? Mariana just kind of looks at you. Now that you see her, you can see what they're talking about with the face of an angel. That could turn a girl gay at this point. Most elves are
I
sort
mean,
of
you said that-
androgynous. She,
Yeah.
however, very feminine, very imposing, very threatening.
Jay,
But the face
sleep
itself,
with her. Sleep with her. Do it. Sleep with her. Do it.
it just kind
Do
of
it.
looks,
I'm not you.
just looks and says,
I'm a very pure woman.
Fuck you.
Fuck you.
That's so weird, dude.
I find it rather insulting that you think he would be so foolish as to... Alright. You have my attention. What do you
I do
want?
apologize.
No, we are far
For
beyond
my-
the times of apology.
Yeah.
What do you want?
Information.
And what do you offer?
I'm going to show like maybe 500. Nah.
You can't really estimate if you're just gonna grab random rubies in your hand.
I'm just going to show like a handful.
Looks at one of
Gems.
the elves. The elf takes one. The real. You understand the business we are in is very dangerous and highly illegal. You want us to deal
Yeah.
with you. That means you have something on our heads. We like to have insurance. The other guy you've been talking to just kind of looks at you. Like I said, we need who you are.
So you have something on me. I have your. In exchange for knowing your location, you want something to hold against me in case I betray you. Is that it?
Yes. Mutually assured destruction.
If anything, I would like to ask if you do have information about what I
You
acquired.
see one guy with a staff, kind of. There's a bit of light that sprinkles on you, and then the guy just kind of looks at her and says, "It's not magic." Curious. What information?
About this power source of yours. And how's your own?
Plenty.
The one that lets you grow crops. I'm gonna gesture to the tower. Like, glance at where the tower is.
Plenty of information. Enough that we can steal the power without anyone noticing. Not the power source, just the power it emanates.
And what I need is a... What is the key exactly? Is it the power source or
It is. The orb that's
the actual
powering it
power
is the
source?
key.
Motherfucker. This
You can
is
also
so
ask about the
bad.
hags.
Mm-hmm. And any rumors about hags in Hazion? 2 of them.
He looks at the one who put the spell or the light on you, just looks at you. Not in Azion. Not in this kingdom, but in the area.
Oh. Self-destructive destructive information.
Oh, we are not leaving this to you. We are not so foolish. You will be subjected to a truth spell, and you will answer questions. So I give you this choice. You walk away now and we pretend this never happened. We subject yourself to the spell and we kill you if you refuse to answer anything. In a way that is satisfactory to me.
Fairly understandable, that is the trade of our business. Would it be much of an inconvenience if I do reconvene with my employer?
Unfortunately, dear, you walk out that door, you never see us again.
I don't have to walk out the door, I just need to speak with them. You're free to listen into my side of the conversation.
They just look. Let me put it this way. You speak with him. Sure.
Thank you, I do appreciate your consideration.
Okay.
Just going to walk off to a corner of the room.
Mhm.
Then I'm gonna panic call Mage to the next phone. Mage!
Mage!
Help me!
Sending stone. Tanya activates the sending stone.
I'm in the middle of taking a draw. Just finally fucking meeting's over. Free my titties, you know, just let them breathe, and then I get a fucking sending phone call. Like I need to get like
It's
my
like-
blanket.
It's like an old 3310 vibrating.
Help me!
Oh, finally, good news.
Get a call from Tanya.
Don't mention the name, please. We're so
Oh,
bad
God,
at
yeah.
calling
Yeah,
him,
not them.
her Tanya
I mean-
repeatedly.
I'm going to pick up the phone.
I mean, they can't hear my side of her side of the sending stone, right? It's just me because it's telepathic, technically, right?
As far as you know,
Yeah.
yes.
I'm going to pick up the call.
Motherfucker!
I'm going to pick up the call and go, "Hello, sister dear. Everything there is going well. The meeting with the Guildmaster of Warfare went along swimmingly. Your brother is drunk with the knights and singing down the hall."
I hate you so much. I'm gonna say that. I'm gonna say that. Like, I hate you so much right now. I'm gonna say that.
All three of you do. What do you want?
Yes, I did manage to come across information or someone who can provide it. However, they do want incriminating information against me and find out who my employer is. They won't give out
Bargaining chip.
information. Yes. I have something that can destroy them and they have something that can use against me. We betray each other and they use it against us.
Mage, make me an intelligence check.
Intelligence check.
Add your history if you haven't.
Intelligence ability mod, no?
Yep.
So 18 plus history plus 3, 21.
In the Wood Elf Kingdom, crime is very minimal, so is poverty, and that is sort of because there is a minimal poverty. The Wood Elves take care of their own. They always take care of each other. Which means the very few criminals there are hunted. It's almost, think of it like the FBI only has one terrorist to hunt. All their resources now focus on that single terrorist. Which means it's much harder to be a criminal. Which means criminals in the area are very smart, very capable, and very careful. If Tanya is dealing with a criminal, as you can kind of infer from the conversation, that criminal would have no reason to meddle with politics. But it's still danger because you're exposing your family, and the information is now within the borders of Hazion that you were there. So you have to weigh those options. But that is your understanding of the way Hazion works.
Alright then, Tanya. That's fine with me. You may disclose it.
They will use a truth spell on me, so I won't be able to hide anything. Not that I would want to, because I want to keep my head on my shoulders.
Yeah, so we might as well minimize the things they do know. That's alright. See what you
Understood.
can get from them.
Understood.
Okay. Now let me get back to like freeing my tits.
I hate
Personal
you
time.
so much. I'm just gonna say that now. Hang up. That's the last of my message. Wait, I'm gonna
Walk
reconnect
back.
again because Nigel is frozen and I am scared.
Oh, come
Give me
on!
1 sec. I cannot decipher anything from just your voice, alright? This is a tense situation.
That's how we used to
I
play
need-
for a year.
I know, but it's different. Come on.
Fine. Paranoia.
Yeah, look at you, J Metagaming. The DM.
No, it's because his expressions are the expressions of the people that I'm talking with.
So,
But yeah, I'm gonna go.
you move back.
Mhm.
I gather you are willing for a trade.
Yes. I have been given the signal.
Very well. Then you may ask first. That is fair.
Thank you.
The two of you are inside the zone of truth. You are choosing to
Mhm.
fail, yes?
Mm-hmm.
She does look at you and say, do you have capabilities of detecting magic?
Unfortunately, I'm not the spellcaster kind.
Then you will have to take my word that I have chosen to submit myself to this. Ask your questions.
Yes. We need information on the power source you have.
Yes.
Wait, so this is the time that I actually ask for the information that I need, right?
Yes. She's essentially, you're able to understand she's assessing what you're asking for and what it's worth.
We need information about it, what it is, what it can do, the defenses around it, and if there's a way to take it.
It is an artifact. It was found when we had moved here after the Wood Elves have released themselves from the slavery and subjugation under the High Elves of Tuefgar. We have moved here, the artifact was there, people had noticed that flora and fauna of all kinds were flourishing despite the harsh conditions. As such, the Wood Elves have decided to put it on a pedestal, guard it, and harness its power to create our kingdom. The defenses are, as you can imagine, a mix of both arcane and physical. numerous warriors amongst the Spyre, hippogriff riders, griffins. There's an alarm system that is unseen to the naked eye. And, well, the Spire itself is rigged to destroy itself should anyone attempt to remove the object. You would require a quick escape. If you wish to steal it, well, I have just told you everything that you need to get past. Stealing it is completely up to you. I would advise against something so foolish.
Yes, one would advise against going to Hazion unguarded either, and yet here I am. Not exactly the smartest person in the bunch.
Anything else?
About the hags. Do you know where they are?
Everyone thinks they are
Specifically?
rumors. Most people don't talk about them. It is not spread. In the underworld community, they are very well known. They are known for granting wishes in exchange for certain things. You're looking for a couple of hags. They were chasing a group of elves, 3 of them, who had escaped this continent. Well, who have escaped this country. I don't know where they went, but the hags have been hunting them. 2 of them. Apparently those 3 elves had one amongst them who was cursed to become the 3rd in the hag coven. Those hags have their base in the mountains. The base of the Iceshard Mountains on this side. You aware of the border between mountains?
Mm-hmm.
They are on that mountain base. In a cave. They teleport from place to place with very little, if any, problem at all.
Do you know how long they will stay in that place?
Until they find their 3rd, they must complete the ritual.
Understood. Do you have any interest in keeping that artifact in the tower?
I do not. Keeps everyone perfect here. Keeps everything going. A little chaos would make my life easier. The disappearance of that artifact would ensue that chaos. But I have no wish to steal it either.
And I suppose nothing can change your mind.
There's no amount of money that can be paid to me that will put me on such a suicide mission. As much as I
Understandable.
value gold, I also value my head.
Don't we all?
Clearly you do not. Else you would not be here.
Yes, but I would say I'm luckier than most.
Give leeway to outsiders who clearly don't belong here.
It takes stupidity to actually go through here and luck to get out.
Anything else?
That's all, right? I'm not missing anything.
Feel free
I
to
just need
ask.
information where the hags are.
Feel free to ask whatever you want to ask. Whatever you think might be useful as well, up to you.
Yeah. Is there a way to reach you? Since you already have information against me. A working relationship, perhaps?
The answer to that depends on how useful you might be.
You would be surprised.
I really wouldn't.
But, given that my information is worth your trust, is there a way for us to reach you?
It will depend on how you answer the following questions when you are completed asking yours.
That would be all for now. If I do end up thinking of something, I would appreciate if you were to entertain them as well.
We shall see. First question. How are you able to change your appearance? It is not magic.
It's my nature.
Meaning?
I'm gonna show part of my face, like make it half
He looks at
changeling.
rare. Next,
And useful.
you have an employer? What name do you go by with your employer?
A baroness.
He's asking for your name. What name do you go by with your employer?
Well, since she does employ me in many different ways, my name as an assassin that she knows of is Luna. But she does know me in other names, if it matters.
Is that the name that you have always been called since for as long as you have known this employer?
Not quite. It's an adopted name. Just so people won't look at me.
Then I would
Or who I
appreciate
am.
that you don't make me have to circle around the question.
Tanya. Frost.
Frost. He looks at the wizard guy who used the magic. He whispers something to you. Born out of wedlock. Do I understand your culture correctly?
Yes. Complicated, really, but yes.
What is your relationship to your employer?
Half sibling.
And what kind of power does your employer hold to hire you to be able to send you here?
Powerful mages.
Did not ask for the people under her employ. I asked for what kind of power she holds, or he.
What kind of power she holds? To get me here. I legit
To
am
be
thinking,
able
like,
to
teleportations.
order, not literally, to be able to order you to go here and give you commands and have an assassin under her command.
Ah.
Her position, essentially.
Yeah, I did say. A baroness. Or a hated one at the very least. No one likes each other in the north. You would know.
Where do you hail from? Country?
I'm going to point to the direction. The fuck is the name? I only know
Azram.
Wait. Azram. There we go. Azram.
The guy whispers in her ear again. I see. And you've come all this way to ask about a power source in a neighboring kingdom during a time where peace is very fragile.
Like I said, the information that I carry is quite useful. Should it fall in the wrong hands, it's going to cause chaos.
Speaking of, do you know of or are you aware of what caused the problem outside the walls earlier? The demon.
Yes, we needed a way in.
Everyone knows everyone here.
Quite. But no one really cares if everyone is screaming and running inside.
Have you thought of something else to ask?
So about that deal. Continuous working relationship. Do I have your interest?
It depends. What is your baroness in a position to offer me?
Gold. Information.
We
Anything
have,
that might suit your interest.
we have more than enough gold. What kind of information?
What might you be interested in? We're not entirely sure how it works here in Hazion, but
Just
We
looks
might
at
be
her
able to
associates.
provide you if you do find something interesting in our area.
That relies on me actually finding something of interest. Let's see. Changeling assassin. Sent by a baroness of a neighboring country where peace is fragile, finds herself in the heart of a kingdom, looking to steal the power source that gives the kingdom life, and asking about powerful mages in the form of hags. Walks into my establishment to ask me these questions. It almost sounds like we're set up to an elaborate joke.
Well, I never said I was smart. I did say that beforehand.
You did not come here alone.
Someone had to keep me in line, so no. Not enough to be able to protect me from you in case you do lift your sword against me, but enough to give me proper insight.
One free piece of advice. Criminals here are not like criminals in your place. We're very few and far between. Which means we are the most skilled. Especially when we are being followed.
Yeah, I thought so as well. Do we have a deal?
You may walk out of here with your life and the information that I provided you, unless you have another question.
Yes or no, in case we do wish to continue this working relationship?
At the moment, I can't imagine your kingdom being able to offer me anything that I would require.
Yes, but it always is good to make allies in different areas.
You would understand
You
we
never
are
know when you'll meet
already...
them.
You would understand we're already criminals. Allying with another nation. Well, we'd prefer not to be branded as terrorists as well.
No, but if you do need a place to stay in case Hazian does find out, you can always run down south.
To the land of humans where we will be hunted. No, thank you. We do need you. I have your face. We have ways of communicating. But for now, if you have more questions, I'm happy to answer. But the moment you walk out that door, this business arrangement is over. You are just as assured that we will not use your private information against you as we are assured that you will not use this that you have seen against us.
Of course, I'm not quite suicidal, despite being stupid. Would you mind if I consult with my employer to see if she has anything else to ask? I don't wish to waste this opportunity, and I don't mind speaking in this
The elf gestures a hand.
truth circle.
The elf just kind of gestures. You have 5 minutes before this spell ends.
I will make it quick. Gonna call Mage. Mage, help! Okay.
Mage,
I'm just gonna call Mage again.
while you're getting dressed out of your bath, you're just about to put a robe.
What's an even older ringtone yun?
I'm so bad. Oh god, I don't even know about that. What the fuck?
Tanya, what is it? I'm in the middle of a southern Azram wax. What do you want?
I hate you so much. I'm just gonna say that again. I'm still in front of them because I am still in the zone of truth. Well, I've come across information that you might need. I do have ideas about their artifact. And I do know the location of the hags. Is there anything else you wish to know?
that's it for now, I guess. You know, we can't really push it. You know, we'll see. You know, we'll let things cool down a bit. We'll see if we can leverage them in any other way later on, I guess. Nope. Get yourself out of there.
They're willing to answer, though. They're willing to answer whatever question you might have.
Yeah. They are willing to answer anything. In case you do have other concerns other than what you originally sent me for.
Is there a way to do? Did they say anything about having a vested interest in the power source staying in Hazion?
They
I
don't
did
care.
ask if they
don't
are
care.
interested. They would find it useful if it was gone, but they are not suicidal enough to take part in it.
That can be arranged. Ask them if there is a way, parang what they know of a way how to sneak that out. We'll start there.
I do have the defenses, but I'm going to look at her and just say, my employer wishes to know if you do have an idea on how to take it out. Sneak it out, perhaps?
Starts talking to her group again, and this time it's like an extended 20-30 second conversation. Because of aligned interests, did you manage to find some miracle and be able to remove it from the Spyre and find yourself back on the ground, we can provide you a safe way out of this kingdom.
So we just need to take the artifact out of the tower and that's it.
And do be aware magic does not work in the Spyre. Outside magic will not.
Understood.
You remove it from the
And
Spyre.
how much would it go?
The removal of it is payment enough. Remove it from the Spyre, and we will bring you to a place where your magic can be casted and not detected. I'm assuming you have a way out.
We can find a way.
But any magic cast within the walls of Hazion is detectable, except for a specific location we control.
I see. Would it be too much of a favor to ask if we can access this place as of now to leave this place?
You would have to give us something for that. The price of telling you our secret location, which you will be able to see for yourselves, and thus be able to use to get in and out of here without our permission moving forward. Well, you understand.
I suppose not
Can I
even
hear
a
this?
blindfold and a deafening
No.
can suffice.
It will not, because as long as you have vision of the area, you are able to teleport to it. As long as you know what it looks like.
Wait, I meant like we're gonna be blindfolded on the way there.
Yeah,
We just need access.
but when you get there, you're gonna see the place. Celestine has to be able to see something, and she can't just cast blindly.
It's fair. Very well. Thank you for that information. We almost brought the sword upon our necks on the way out.
Arguably, you already have. You can only hear Tanya's half, mage.
Okay.
Well, my dear employer, if we do manage to take out the artifact, they are willing to lend us a hand to escape. And we still have to find a way out of this place. Apparently.
Do they know? Do they know of any place where they can, where they can help you get out?
I believe they mentioned that they only have this one specific place that cannot be detected by their magic, but they are not willing to relinquish the information on where it is.
Will they accept anything in exchange for knowledge of that secret location?
What is the price that we have to pay for us to be able to access this place? Hefty, I know, but it was worth a shot. Asking.
What do you believe is the price equivalent to removing that power source from that spire? You wish access to our private location, you must provide us something we cannot provide for ourselves. What do you have to offer?
I will talk to Mage in the Sending Stone. Fuck it. God damn it. I'm just gonna
Abuse
tell...
on sending stone.
Mm-hmm. Abusing it. Well, they want something that they cannot have. If we are planning on pursuing the path of taking the artifact,
Offer them the coordinates of the old Changeling Kingdom. They can use it as safe haven and refuge. I'm sure that very numbered criminals would be able to make use, of such a tucked away location.
I am doing this with your permission.
Yep.
I'm gonna look at her and say, do you know of an area, a specific place used to be lived on by changelings? Changeling Kingdom.
That was as much of a myth as I had believed. Are you saying it's real?
If it was, and if we do have the location and the coordinates for such a place, then would it be enough information to give us access to this room of yours? One haven for another.
Now we to
That's-
confirm that this location will exist the moment you leave here.
That's a nice title. One haven for another. That's a nice title.
True.
Yeah.
If you do wish to keep contact with us, then we would be more than willing to keep the communications and assure you that this place does exist. Or, I'm going to gesture the Zone of Truth. I am honestly saying that I have been in that place before. Visited it myself.
Very well. You give us a location, we give you a place to where you can escape. Provided you do not use it without permission.
And I suppose using magic to contact you is enough to seek if we can ask for permission.
Perhaps, yes. No guarantee I will give it. But yes.
Thank you. We do appreciate it, and it has been very wonderful talking with you. I'm going to extend my hand for a handshake.
Zone expels, she shakes your hand, cold to the touch.
Mhm.
Well,
I'm just
gather your allies. To show you to the location.
understood. I'm just going to go out, trying to keep my composure. Then I'm going to gesture to Lucas and Celestine that I'm going to leave the door open, slightly ajar.
You start walking in. We move in. Very well. Follow me. Start taking you down the darkest hallway you have ever seen. Dark enough that your dark vision doesn't work, and you have to hold on to a rope. Keep moving.
What dark vision?
If anyone has dark vision, I mean. Walking through, holding onto a rope as their guide of where to move. Eventually, you find yourself in front of a large steel door that she opens with magic. Inside, you find a chamber littered with elven runes all over the place. And the chamber itself is very clearly made of lead. No magic can enter or escape, and no magic trace is recorded or kept within lead. Do as you will.
Thank you. We are looking forward to a working relationship with you, should you allow it.
They just lock the door. It locks from the outside, assuming you're not coming out.
Mm-hmm.
And then they gas you. No, I'm kidding.
Fuck you!
Celestine.
I'm still so scared. Yeah,
Prepares
I'm just
her
going to
ritual.
look at Celestine. Mhm.
And the word of recall has you immediately disintegrated into small particles and reassembled into her small chapel. It's more disorienting than the teleportation spell. But
Well, that went well. Thank you very much for your aid, the two of you.
Yes, who's back?
Hopefully we never do it again, but I really doubt it.
80's back.
I'm just going to like wave at them. Then I'm going to go to Mage's room, like progressively walking like chill, and then it becomes like robotic towards the end. Then I'm just going to Mage, I'm back,
What?
Mage. I got out alive, Mage. I'm gonna barge in her room. Oh my god, I'm so scared.
You catch me mid shave. Like what the
following Tanya is a nonchalant, very deadpan Lucas.
Wait, I'm not going to I'm gonna dismiss Lucas. I'm not gonna let him see this breakdown of mine.
Oh,
Is
okay,
that
never
a
mind.
familiar? Oh, okay.
I'm not. Yeah,
Okay.
Lucas is my familiar.
Okay,
He's actually my familiar.
because
but
he
not
did
like
have
I don't
something
let
to
Lucas see
report.
that. Oh, I mean, if he's going to report, then I would try to keep my cool. I'm just going to cry after he leaves.
Lucas just kind of, as Tanya breaks in, Lucas kind of, Baroness, well, Master Tanya has found information for you. There's some minor things that I have discovered that I was not able to discuss given our company earlier. There are a number of things. The people of Hazion are preparing for war against the Tabaxi kingdom neighboring them.
Maxi.
There is a current conflict that is happening, both a combination of Cold War and guerrilla warfare, from what I have gathered from the soldiers. The other thing is that the kingdom of Hazion is very ill prepared for war. While they are agriculturally and industrially advanced, their weaponry is very much lacking. Their ability to arm themselves and possibly defend themselves is in question by both the citizens and the serving military itself. Finally, the Spyre, as I believe Master Tanya has already discovered, is heavily defended. But the defenders, they don't seem to take their job very seriously from what I have observed. Some of them fall asleep on patrol. Well, not exactly sleeping, they are elves, but they are distracted. Their attention is not fully there. But the other thing I've managed to discover upon moving around, the elves seem to be pushing exhaustion, which tells me that their soldiers are limited. They have more civilians than they do have a standing army. And if this is their capital and the state of their capital, then I doubt their chances in the impending war should it come to fruition. And that is all.
Why would the Wood Elves and the Tabaxi have a war? What's there to fight over between those two races?
Make a history check.
History.
Kristen, you can ask. You're here too, by the way.
Okay,
It's a family thing.
let's see. History.
Ooh.
If good?
5.
Nope.
Oh, that's bad.
Mage just goes.
Oh, mine's good. It's 14 plus 8, 22.
Okay.
You've studied a little bit. By that I mean a little bit of this, because it is not your history to study. But the Tabaxi were originally planning the area that you now know as Hazion. The Tabaxi were planning on expanding there until the Wood Elves came and fought for the area. And think of it like North and South Korea, there is currently a ceasefire, not a peace. And anything could topple that ceasefire one way or the other. But they've been fighting over the same area for a while. There are rumors that the Tabaxi are aware of the power source that Hazion uses and want it. Because the Tabaxi are not doing too well for themselves in terms of food.
Yeah.
Okay.
That's what Tristan knows.
Okay, yeah.
The Tabaxinians. Nyan.
For good luck, by the way.
So the first, yeah, it's like the good luck can. I can see the DM is getting sick of our shit. Come on, guys.
He is really tired of our shit.
Yeah. It has been how many years now, Nigel?
Too long.
For too long.
So here's the,
So that's
So
Lucas. That's Lucas's report. Either of you have
Did
questions?
you leave after that?
what
He's
about
waiting.
these criminals? Wait, so do I know that the people they were working with were criminals?
You mentioned.
What do they stand to gain? Help me understand something. What do they stand to gain if Hazion loses that power source? Like, what's their angle in it? What's their end game?
Chaos. The
And I'm
more-
thinking
If
power
people lose
vacuum.
their- If people do lose their power source and their source of food, there's going to be chaos in Hazion, and the more chaos there is, the easier it is for them to maneuver around it.
or take advantage
thing-
of the situation.
Yeah. Again, the thing
Mhm.
is that they are in a place where there are very few criminals, which means the magnifying glass is always on them. If chaos like that ensues, the guard, whatever little guard Hazion has, will not have the time to focus on them. They'll be able to operate more freely.
What do we know about the Tabaxi again?
With the Tabaxi Kingdom, they were the original people in this land, this other side of the Iceshard Mountains, and they were going
Until
to take
the
this
Wood Elves.
land, but
Yeah,
the Wood Elves got
until
there
the Wood
first. And the Tabaxi, there is a rumor, this isn't in history, but there's a rumor that the Tabaxi want that power source because they're not doing well for food.
So-
Rumor has it, they're tired of fish.
That's so tired.
That's surprising.
It's just a rumor.
This puts us in a very weird position.
Are we actually
If you have no
planning
questions for
on doing
Lucas,
the
he's gonna
relic?
bow and leave.
What, sorry?
He's going to collapse
If you
after
have
that.
no question for Lucas, he's just gonna bow and leave. Because that's his entire
Thank you,
title.
Lucas.
He leaves.
Oh god.
So
Oh,
that
God.
leaves us. So,
Are we actually
saying-
planning on stealing this?
yes.
Okay. And I
The Tabaxi can go burn in the 7 hells. We need that artifact.
think that's the perfect distraction.
Yes.
When the wars finally start, maybe there's some way that we can accelerate that.
The
Well,
one
we
who
could.
transforms.
But
Can you be a cat, Tanya? Do
They
this?
are humanoid. The Baxies
Oh,
count as
really?
humanoid.
Oh,
I'm gonna morph into a cat. Meow.
yeah.
It's
maybe
a
we can
furry.
find a way to accelerate.
Don't let a lot of the old men in Azram see that.
It's a furry.
It's a furry. Like, ooh.
No.
Oh. You know,
What? I mean, if the war does start, people would be distracted. It's either that or they would also raise their defenses on the tower because there are rumors that the Tabaxis want it.
Then we must convince the Wood Elves that the Tabaxi wants something else, and force them to defend something else. Well then, dear sister, it looks like your next little incursion will be to the Tabaxi Kingdom.
Meow.
Meow. Meow. Better brush up on that.
Do the Tabaxi actually meow?
No.
No.
Okay.
They don't.
I don't know.
They talk like humans.
I know. Even the
And,
They are
And then-
Irish.
and,
In my
then,
world.
and then for Tristan, Lord of Blades and Lord Commander that you are, I have just sold our 100 pounds of mithril, Nigel, for like 50,000, no?
500 each? Yes.
Yeah, for 50,000. So I will be requiring you to oversee the construction of a smelting facility in Frost Garden. I'm sure that you and your men have capable knowledge of weapons. You can pass this knowledge on, and we can get a little industry going.
In Frost Garden. Okay.
Yep. Mm-hmm.
If you're willing to move your blacksmith there, he can do it.
And we do have.
And all he has to
still
do, and all he has to do is move all his stuff there, and it'll be a lot easier to set up.
Yeah, and we have the 5 guys that isn't doing anything because we're not mining too. At the moment, can be a help there.
All right then.
All right.
I can set it up.
Mm,
Yeah, and just plan out how we're gonna throw Cass into this very volatile war that's about to happen.
Neither
yeah.
Drogas or what's the other Baroness's name?
The
Kiara.
one that you want to seduce, you're forgetting the name. Bad
Kiara.
Baron.
Neither Baron Drogas or Baroness Kiara are going to need to know yet about this state of affairs.
Yeah.
Only when we've figured out our angle do we let them in if they are interested. Although I doubt that Drogas and Lord Gallius would be very interested in.
My
Foreign
question
politics.
is why are you trying to open the gate? But alright, that's the question.
We want I would rather that we have the power to open it than someone else does. At least we can make that call.
Fair. Okay.
Yeah. At least we can make.
Plans in motion. Tanya is breaking down in Mage's room. Yes.
Yeah, she's just like rocking back and forth while talking. But I will ask, did I had to give all of my rubies to them, or
No,
did
they
I
have
manage
not
to
taken.
lowball it?
They have not
Oh,
taken
they
your
didn't?
rubies. They didn't bother.
They said they have a lot of money.
Then in that
the information, I guess.
amazing job, you may return the rubies to the family treasury.
Stepping back.
Yeah.
Return
I
the
will
rubies.
have Lord Wayne account for the 2,000 rubies.
Mage, just have it in her. Just what do you call
This
it?
is coming out of your salary, Lord Commander.
I don't have a
Lord
salary.
Commander, you still
Or
owe
like
me
what?
2,000 gold.
Yeah, because I owe him with the information that we have last time, like a petty cash type of thing.
Petty cash.
That's why you're.
To be fair, it is. At the very least, do give me petty cash because I cannot function without anything that
Yeah, like a petty cash type of thing.
I will not spend it needlessly. You know how I operate, Mage.
I
The
will
only
give you,
thing that I do spend is if it came from someone else's pockets other than ours.
very, very well done, Tanya. In that case, as the eldest sibling in Baroness, I suppose I should teach you a little bit about investment. I will allow you to hold on to the 2,000 as principal.
Okay.
You will eventually return the 2,000, but you may keep whatever earnings and reinvest, whatever ROI and whatever honorable business transactions. You
Guys,
wish
we're
to
not
make.
dwarves. We're not dwarves.
Mage, making money is your thing. Like, I've never. You know how not good at this. The chances are, if you do leave this to me, without I don't want to use it for my own gain. That's why I take things from other people.
But
For you,
go into Azram, buy shares into a brothel. It will earn money on its own. You don't need to
Timeshares.
do it.
Then she comes back with timeshares.
Timeshares.
there's
Okay.
I'll leave that to you, Mage. I'm just going to say, I'll keep maybe 1,000. I'll make sure not to spend it needlessly. I will print out. I will ask for a receipt if that would satisfy you, and I will return the 1,000 back to our coffers.
OR, please. But
Are-
thank you.
A receipt from criminals. Okay.
Yeah.
I'm trying to wrap
Mhm.
my head around that, but alright. Okay.
She knows whom to steal
Yeah.
from, and she knows not to steal from others. I did return that gold from the sick man.
Okay.
I have morals, no matter how small.
I have morals, says the changeling rogue. Ooh.
That's why you're a bad assassin.
That's why I'm a bad assassin, and I do
Yeah.
admit to it. I am a bad assassin. Even Lucas and everyone else knows. I have emotions.
Hey, you did kill someone.
I'm good at killing people. I'm just not good at not feeling when I kill them.
That feeling.
As you guys are
Alright.
talking, there's a knock on your door, Mage.
Uh-huh.
There's a very distraught, if not confused, there's a very distraught, if not confused, Marcus Bane.
That's never a good thing. He's supposed to be the guy who's as cool as a cucumber.
Yeah.
What is it, Lord?
Hold on, I've got something here. He just looks at you. Then, as he enters with that confused look, we have a visitor, Baroness.
Visitor?
Uninvited, unexpected. Lord
Ano?
Phineas Pike, the right hand of the Guild of Shadows, the Shades.
Stealthing immediately.
He is in the courtyard waiting.
Escorting Mage if he's gonna.
No, no,
she's gonna go.
right. He's in the courtyard waiting to be allowed to meet.
Throw him in. Put all the guards on high alert. And then I'm just going to look at both of my siblings as if like you know the drill.
Yeah.
Morphing into Luna and stealthing.
Yeah.
Alright. Just a bit of a reminder, the Shades, or the Guild of Shadows, no one knows who the actual Guildmaster is. It's
Yes.
always represented by Phineas, who is cunning, ruthless, merciless, and a sociopath in every possible way. He's allowed in. He has come alone, in a robe where he makes no effort to hide the fact that the robe is full of daggers.
Lord
Vincent?
Pike.
Baroness.
Ooh, he sounds like a creep. Jesus, diba?
Does-
Mage just dries up like a desert. Like, like there's no husband material there.
Don't speak so soon, because the weird thing about Phineas Pike, if he doesn't speak, he'd probably be around a
Kinda
9.
looks hot.
Oh,
He looks hot.
Large scar across his eye that just extends from his forehead all the way to
Oh
his
god,
bottom
the
jaw.
scars again.
does he also have a
And
nice
one-
spike between his legs?
Probably can't tell.
Perception check.
Just kind of
Perception.
moves.
Oh my god. Will passive perception cover it though?
He doesn't
Guys,
wear
can we not
tight
sexually harass
pants.
this man?
DM, perception check.
He does
Can I
not
do-
wear tight pants.
Can I scry?
You can't
Oh my
scry on
god,
a
why are we
dom.
sexually harassing this guy? He's a sociopath.
You can't scry on a dom. This guy
You can
moves
actually
in.
just ask and use your charm. How big
He
is
just
it?
moves in.
How do you ask the right hand of the shades? You have a big dick.
Oh, show me your
Like that.
dagger.
Guys! Like, yeah, Tanya's this is like Luna is losing her shit somewhere hidden in
Yeah.
the shadows. Do I have to roll spells?
Yes, Lord Pike.
Yes, you
What may
will,
we do?
because his
will.
passive perception is higher than your passive stealth.
I know, but I am rolling because I'm just morphing my face to hide who I am. But I'm morphing. Okay. Oof, that's bad. Yeah, minimum 27.
As he walks in, and he kind of opens the door, and he just walks in, not showing any of the proper respects that is normally, but most guildmasters don't to you. He blatantly looks with a very slow turn of his head, just kind of at Tanya. Hello there, Shadow Lady.
I'm gonna wave, but I am looking at him.
Hmm. I've come bearing news, Baroness.
Yes, Lord Pike, you may speak freely.
The Guildmasters are going to have a meet in Azram. 2 days. The Barons are requested to join. All the Baron.
All of the Barons.
I have been sent here to deliver the news. Your presence is demanded.
Very well then, Lord Pike. We shall attend. Thank you.
Love what you've done with the place. Screams
We
of
do.
one dying would echo within these halls.
We do what we can with what meager resources we have, Lord Pike. Is there anything we can get you?
Trade. Information.
I'm going to look at all of the squire. I am going to look at all of the squires in like the Great Hall. Shut the window, shut the doors,
Yep.
everything.
And I just tell them to get out.
Yeah.
Good.
Yes, Lord. Yes, Lord Pike.
The Master has a vested interest in understanding the workings of the oracles. Are you willing to aid in that?
I am not sure how a meager house such as ours is able to assist the Shades, but if we can assist in any way, rest assured we will. What would you have of us?
The oracles seem to have a strange obsession with your family. Specifically, the location of your fortress.
That
We
is
want
true.
to know why. If you find a way to gather that information for us, before we can find out for ourselves, I am authorized to provide you information that may get you a more agreeable living arrangements. Perhaps even put you back into good graces of the guild. Most of them anyway.
Very well then, Lord Pike.
You can find us information about the oracles. And then he turns around as if to leave. But he's
Uh-huh.
still talking, just... Then I will provide you information to take down the guild that was responsible for your parents' death.
Ooh.
He
Dun,
leaves.
dun, dun. You know, we should have soundboards for those type of things that you do.
So he's leaving now.
Mhm.
He's going away. Thank you,
Okay.
Lord Pike.
Just walks.
Brilliant conversation. Glad it never happened.
Is there something that we can roll, like history or some sort, that
You-
arcana about our place?
I would like to roll insight check on
Guild?
Pike as well.
That oracle.
You can roll insight. I will roll something.
If
But
he's full of
you're
shit.
you don't know what it's for. If it's just deception for outright lying, or if it's to hide his demeanor.
Okay. I am getting my lowest insight. That's 24. Keep getting single digits.
There's no tick that would indicate to you that he is lying in any form.
Okay.
As far as your land is concerned, it's been 2 years. You don't know. The closest thing you know is the underground cavern entrance.
Yeah.
That's about it.
Anything. Yeah, and I would have known that. I would have roll history for that, but yeah. Ice giants? No. It's just
With-
enumerating all of the things.
With that
No,
odd meeting
no.
with the guild,
Oh,
the right hand of
yes.
the Guild of Shades, we're going to end there for the night.
Oh my
Oh,
god.
I am
Yay,
happy to
congrats,
see
Jay.
what is gonna happen during the meeting with Barons, and congratulations, Tanya, for surviving.
surviving! Congrats!
We're not dying.
Prepare to do it tomorrow.
I'm gonna go.
You're gonna
I still
go
have to
again.
go to the fucking Tabaxi Kingdom, so don't congratulate
Which
me
is-
just yet. I
which
still
is-
have one more suicidal mission.
Which is historically more violent. After all,
But are they
it's a-
more protective?
Are there
After
a
all,
lot of cat
it's more-
fights in there?
I was gonna say, after all, it was a kingdom founded by Viking and pirate-like people, so they're a lot more violent and a lot less structured.
Easier to penetrate.
Not exactly because the
Penetrate is not a
Tabaxi.
wrong word.
Not exactly because the Tabaxi kingdom is full of
Warriors,
no.
fight warriors.
The Tabaxi kingdom has a nickname among certain circles. They call it
Yeah.
other way. Because everyone there looks the other way when you do something horrible. There are no laws in the kingdom. It's a meritocracy. Whoever is the strongest, whoever doesn't get killed, is normally the leader. It's a very disorganized place that relies on entire warrior culture. Good luck
They're not cute at all.
and good night.